The air. You're on the air.
Hey, good morning, Howard.
Good morning.
You probably don't remember me. You interviewed me about a couple of years ago. I'm like the guy who knows everything about Eric, the actor.
Right.
Anyways, today is the 10-year anniversary of Eric calling into the show. And
is that right? How do you know that?
Because it's dated September 19th, 2002. That's what I do. I mean, I know everything about Eric.
Wow. So you're saying 10 years ago today, Eric, the actor, made his first phone call.
He called in for the first time. He was angry at you because you were being mean to Kelly Clarkson. You were calling her fat and ugly, and obviously he had to call into her defense.
Eric, did you know it's your 10th anniversary today?
I've been emailing you for a couple days now about that.
I see.
Why aren't we having some big celebration?
Gary, that's a question for Gary, Rob. Why is there not a big celebratory event going on here? Maybe this is it, Robin.
I think that you should celebrate it right now. I don't think there's...
Right.
I mean, should I celebrate Marianne from Brooklyn's first week on the air, Eric?
Yeah, well, has Eric been hounding you about this, that we should have some sort of celebration?
He sent a note, and he just said that he was surprised that you made him wait on the phone for so long because it's his 10th year on the show, and the big line was, doesn't that mean anything to anyone?
No. Eric, haven't you figured out that none of that means anything to us?
We don't celebrate our own anniversaries.
Right. I don't even know what year this is that I'm a broadcaster.
I know. When people ask, it's 30-something. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't care about anniversaries.
You know that, right, Howard, are you aware that last week was my 28th anniversary on the show?
I actually was not.
It was, and I'm not angry that you let it go by.
Hey, by the way, Eric, you'll be pleased to know that now that I officially know your 10th year anniversary, we have huge plans for your 20th anniversary. We're going to start now, 10 years in advance.
It's going to take us 10 years to plan it.
Yeah. Eric, I mean, seriously, you understand that we don't give a shit, right?
Was kind of hoping that you would.
But Eric, I mean, as Gary just pointed out, we don't celebrate anybody's 10th anniversary of calling into the show. Sometimes Eric can seem really smart to me, and like he seems incredibly with it. And then when he gets upset about dumb shit, I go, "Wow, he's really dumb."
I'm fucking retarded.
No, you're not. Stop saying that.
Don't put yourself down.
I'm fucking retarded.
You're not serious when you make these calls, are you?
I think I'm a bit serious.
Would you like me to fly you with balloons for your anniversary?
No.
What would you envision might happen? Let's see if we can make it come true. It's your 10th anniversary. What would you like us to do?
Well, some kind of acknowledgement would have been nice.
Mm-hmm. So all you want to do is be acknowledged?
Right.
Oh, I see.
Well, that's happened now.
Well, maybe Javier can say a few words about you.
Well, Howard, yeah, if I may say something, and even though Eric apparently hates me ever since he heard of me and when you interviewed me, I like to say that on behalf of the fans, I just wanted to say thanks for 10 years of really entertaining calls. I mean, you have to at least acknowledge the fact that he's probably one of the best, if not the best caller ever into the show, just for entertainment value.
When is your anniversary, Javier?
Of what?
Of calling in.
It would be, I guess, November. I called in.
Maybe we should prepare for that, Robin. Javier. Maybe we need a Javier anniversary, okay?
You remember the day you had Billy Joel in?
Yes.
That's my anniversary.
Wow. What a great day. I mean, mark that down.
We brought Billy in for you.
Eric, do you think we should celebrate Javier's anniversary as well?
No.
Why do you hate me, Eric?
Because, jackass, you don't know all there is to know about me like you think you do.
Eric, I'm only talking about the stuff that you call into the show. Obviously, I don't know anything about your personal life. That's the only thing I'm referring to.
Eric, ask him a question and see if he knows it. You know, something you've done on the air. He's not saying he knows you. He's saying he's a fan. I think Javier's a fan of yours.
Yeah, that's all.
Well, Eric hates his fans.
You know how
No, I
thought
don't, Robin.
You're always
Howard.
throwing them off your whatever you're on. You throw them off.
Yeah, Eric, I don't get you. Like,
That's because they talk shit about me. There's a whole hell of a lot of them that are still currently on my Twitter page that I have not thrown off. Over 25,000 to be exact.
All right.
Eric, you blocked me from your Twitter page for like 2 years ago.
why?
I don't know.
Did he say what you did wrong?
No, well, you know what? I tried to get in touch with Johnny Fratto, and I think he talked to him. And according to Johnny in an email, he said, Eric thinks that you're a double agent and you're out to get him. I don't even know what that means.
Wow. Did you use the M word, as in midget?
Well, I might have at points, at certain points. But you know what? That's one thing I got to say. I've never been mean-spirited to you. If you ever read anything that I said, Eric, it might have been a goof in the spirit of the Howard Stern show, but I have never, ever been mean-spirited to you. I've defended you when people have been mean-spirited to you. I even bought stuff for him and from his Amazon.
Well, why don't you celebrate? Why don't you celebrate his anniversary? I understand you prepared a list, Javier.
Yeah, I have a list of what I think are like the top 5 moments of Eric on the show, at least my favorites.
All right, go ahead.
In no particular order, the flying with balloons bit, probably the best bit in the show that'll never happen. But the whole thing, you know, when you try to goad him into flying with balloons to meet Catherine McPhee, it was great.
Thank you.
Number 2, the 0.0 call. You remember that?
Yes.
When Fred played that. Number 3, when he talked to Johnny to put a hit out on that guy Jerry.
Yeah, when Eric put out a hit, that was great.
You know what to do.
You know what to do. You know what to do. That was good.
Number 4 would be the whole. You remember Kendra, the girl that he thought it was his girlfriend.
Right.
The whole Kendra thing. That was. Howard, if you listen from January to March of 2008, that is Eric at his very best. And
was that the Bunny Ranch chick, Kendra?
No.
She was a porn star.
Yeah,
I think.
see, there's where I know this guy's not an expert. He said 2009. To be exact, moron, it was 2008.
I said 2008, Eric.
Oh, I could have sworn I heard you say 2009.
No, it's 2008. I know.
You know, Javier knows.
Last but not least, my personal favorite was when he announced he was doing a modeling agency.
Oh, that was great.
The contest was great.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Eric was going to have a modeling agency, and the girl had to live with him for a minimum of 2 years.
Well, he had this whole contest he was running, and the prize was living with him.
Yeah, right. You could either get an apartment near him or live with him.
Yeah, for 7 years.
And then he would manage your modeling career.
That's right. Now, how did that work out, Eric?
Did you ever get anybody to do that, Eric?
Tony and I never really ever did it.
Oh.
Right.
Listen, Eric, even though you might not change your opinion about myself, there's nothing but love coming from here. And just
would you consider unblocking Javier on a probationary basis, Eric, in honor of your anniversary?
Maybe. I don't know. I don't even remember what his username was.
Javier,
so I guess I could get in contact with Johnny again, and I can send him my information. And if he decides, then that would be great. And
he even thought you were an idiot.
Who, Johnny?
Yes.
Johnny was gracious to me. He was great.
You know what, Javier? I was just thinking, you left out on your top 5 when Eric got that acting job and he was worried about werewolves in New Mexico.
Yeah, that was great.
That was a great moment. Come on.
What about Howard? What about that time when he did that in plain sight and he was going to sue the production company because they didn't give him like one bottle of Pepsi?
Right.
Missing bottle of Pepsi.
Or how about when everyone wanted him to go in another show where his head would explode and he wouldn't do it?
Yeah.
Right.
Well, how about all the roles he won't take?
Right. He refuses to play certain parts. But come on, the best was when he was afraid of werewolves in New Mexico.
Yeah.
Speaking of the fact of shows that or roles that I would take, I sent a list of different shows that I would like to appear on.
Yeah, I got the same list. Actually, I don't know if you know this, Eric. I've been working on Whitney Cummings to put you on her show.
Yeah, I talked to you about that a couple of weeks ago on the AJT show.
Actually, Beth was approached to be on the Whitney Cummings show, and I said to Beth, can you write back to Whitney and say you can't do it? But Beth was unavailable, but would she consider Eric the actor?
Oh.
And
yeah, they go up for the same roles all the time.
Well, I mean, in other words, like sometime in the future. And Whitney wasn't opposed to it, actually.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Tabitha told me that Chris D'Elia was asking her about me.
I said to Whitney, maybe like Eric could play your abusive boyfriend or something.
Well, her character has the boyfriend, right. Chris D'Elia.
Yeah, but you're the new boyfriend who's abusive.
Or an old boyfriend who used to abuse her.
Right. Yeah, you come back and like... And that's
you still have that effect on her.
Yeah, like whenever you're around her, she like just freaks out, but secretly she's still in love with you. Oh my God, I'd love to see that.
That would be a great episode.
Would Eric play a zombie in The Walking Dead?
That's a good question.
Wheelchair zombie?
I've never watched that show.
It's a good show. Great show.
A lot of people do shows they've never watched when they're actors.
Would you play a wheelchair zombie?
No.
He's no fun at all.
That's where they got this sound for a buzzer. They heard Eric and they went, sounds like the AGT buzzer.
That is a no.
Well, I'm going to work. What are your shows, real quick, what you want to be on?
That's all. Can you let me speak?
Yes.
Yeah, it's fucking rude to ask a person a question and not let them answer.
All right, let him to answer, please.
The shows range on networks from Fox,
all right,
ABC, CBS.
Go ahead. Let's hear the list already.
You want the whole gamut.
Yeah, you don't have to intro it.
Well, Fox has got the new show, Ben and Kate. I watched the first episode of that already on demand.
All right.
Yeah, it's a good show.
Go ahead.
Do you do that one?
Yeah, he'd do that.
New Girl.
Okay, that's a current series. Okay.
Yeah.
Can I just help out a little bit? Because he'll tell some other ones, but I have two that he sent me because he's got plot line ideas for himself.
Let me hear it.
Okay, he wants to be on FX Anger Management. My character could be an actor that has been sent to Charlie for help because I trashed the set when I noticed craft services was out of Pepsi, and Ronnie could play my limo driver with his own anger issues.
All right, and what's the other one?
Also on FX, Sons of Anarchy.
Oh, yeah, I watched that. I love it.
The storyline could have them making a delivery of drugs or guns near Carson City, Nevada, and they stop in the Bunny Ranch for a break and have some fun with the girls. I could be in the Bunny Ranch parlor where they hang out talking to some of the girls.
Oh, you just want to be at the Bunny Ranch.
You want to know something? That's a pretty good plot line right there. I'd see that on Sons of Anarchy.
But all Eric is an extra in it.
No. He'd have some lines. He'd be there with the girls, and maybe, he'd be one of the...
What he just said in his plot line, he'd be just sitting in the parlor with the girls.
He'd be sitting there, and then he'd be like one of the Johns, and he kind of starts talking to one of the girls about some stuff, and maybe he interacts with one of the Sons of Anarchy.
Well, now you're fleshing out the role. Eric didn't give himself a character or anything.
And why would Sons of Anarchy...
You know, it'd be good, though. What if Eric played like the Sons of Anarchy are on their bikes, and they're riding down the highway, and then they run over Eric, like a speed bump, like a raccoon.
Or somebody has Eric in a sidecar, and it just detaches and goes down the other way.
Yeah.
I'm flying.
I'd hang him from Ron Perlman's handlebars.
His character can't ride anymore.
I know he's having trouble. All right, anyway.
Get back on that bike.
I'll ride on Jax's bike.
Hey, Jax, you're hot. All right. Well, listen, Eric. Congratulations on your 10th anniversary as a caller to the show.
He didn't give us his full list of shows.
Oh, please, Robin, you're killing me here.
I'm always fascinated.
Community and Parenthood are two more, but he had no plot lines for them.
Community and Parenthood. All right. There you go, Robin.
All right. Well, Ben and Kate he wants to be on. And New Girl. I don't know what
New
he's
Girl.
supposed to play, yeah.
Now, maybe he plays a girl.
Another girl.
Oh,
Would you ever be in drag for a role?
no, I would not.
Uh-huh. No.
And what I would play on those two shows is a guy that the main female character of each show would be going out on a date with.
Would you play a baby on Parenthood? Like a guy, let's say you're a guy or a criminal and you have to break into, like, so you go to a daycare center, you get in a crib, and you're sort of pretending to be a baby so that you can rob the place.
No.
Now, you're hard to write for. See, that to me would be a good show. Like on Parenthood, they take the kid to like they're checking out some. I've never seen the show, but I would imagine there's young kids involved, and they go to the daycare center, and there in the daycare center is this baby.
That's real nice that you've never seen the show when two of the people involved with it are big fans of your show.
Who's on it?
Dax.
Oh.
Jack Shepard, plus isn't Ron Howard a big fan of your show?
Yeah. Well, I can't watch all the shows. I have so many fans, Eric. I can't watch all of their shows. You know. Hey, look at the way you treat your fans. Poor Javier can't even get on your Twitter. Don't criticize me.
You're both the same.
Well, you know, he doesn't have to like me. I still like him. It's okay, Eric.
But, you know, that'd be a pretty good episode where, so Eric's in the, you know, he's in the, let's say, an orphanage or what, I don't know, like a daycare center. And like, at first they look at him, that one looks strange, and they're like, and he just goes, I have aging disease.
I can't believe Eric doesn't want to be on Glee.
Oh, hell no.
Really? No?
Sounds like it's right up your alley.
I think you would love that.
Not at all.
Would you
Why
play
not?
one of those gay, like, chorus kids?
Don't stop.
Nope.
Believe.
You would never play gay. You would never play a gay character.
Nope. The only
That's so
shows that I would be on that have any gay type things one would be the New Normal and Modern Family.
I see.
Mm-hmm.
Would you be like a baby on Modern Family?
No, in this kind of
Would you play a meth baby on Breaking Bad? Like, no?
Like somebody had a big meth habit and you became the
Walter,
baby?
I'm hungry.
And then all of a sudden, like, the doctor, like, they show her giving birth and everything, and then, oh my God, there's complications, and then all of a sudden they cut to, like, the baby coming out, and it's you. And they're like, oh my God, look what meth did to the baby. And then, you know, be like, it would be very, very anti-drug. It would be good. People would stop doing meth if they saw that.
The idea that I came up with for Modern Family was I would play a math teacher for Manny, and my character would get the hots for his mom.
All right. Well, anyway, hey, happy anniversary, Javier. I hope you get added back to Eric's Twitter following.
Let's hope so.
Eric, are you political at all? Have you come out for Romney or Obama?
I'm Democrat, so yes, I would go for Obama, not Romney.
Right.
As Jesse Ventura would say, you're a Democrat.
Right.
I'm a
I'm
Democrat.
Are little people allowed to vote? Robin?
Yes,
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, I didn't know that.
Yes.
only for felons aren't, but little people are.
Yeah, I didn't know if you guys were allowed
It's
to
an
vote.
age thing, not a little people.
I just wanted to ask Eric that question. See what he said.
And I was wondering, do you have any?
Don't you think
prize
that's
money?
against like little people? How do they vote? Because those things are up high. The
I'm
thing,
sure they get help.
What do you do, Eric, when you vote? Do you do
I do
absentee? Yeah.
Yes.
Absentee
I see.
ballot.
I was trying to ask, do you have any prize money?
Oh boy. In honor of
We
your
were
10th
talking
anniversary.
to Eric, not Wendy.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't think we do, actually. Although we do have money for Javier, your fan.
Oh, great.
Can I ask you something, Howard?
Yes.
Do you think it would be fun? I think this is one of the things that bothers Eric. Do you think it would be funny at all to pit Eric against myself in an Eric the Actor trivia contest?
Like, in other words, see who can answer more questions?
I mean, wouldn't it be funny if I actually beat him at knowing more about himself than he?
Yeah, we got to have some money for that. What is it, JD?
He's doing a block party this weekend. He doesn't need any money.
Oh, he's getting paid.
What is that?
Yeah, he's getting paid.
Doesn't he get a couple of grand for that?
Oh, I don't know about that, but I mean, I don't know why he's begging for money.
You're getting paid this weekend, aren't you?
Yeah.
Stop being a freeloader like Mitt Romney says and go to work.
Now, maybe Mitt Romney's onto something. No wonder you're for Obama. You get your hand out.
Gee, thanks, JD.
If you can call that a hand.
Gary, do we have any, like, is there a way that, like, in the commercials we could put together really quick a 5-question contest between Javier and Eric for, like, some money?
I think I have some money, but what kind of a contest?
Like, where we ask Eric the Actor trivia about his various appearances on the show, and then see who can answer more questions. Javier's claiming he can beat Eric at his own trivia game.
I definitely have the money. Let me see if I can work on the game.
Yeah, I mean, it's short notice. I don't know anything about Eric the Actor, so I don't know that I can be much help. I would want to hear that. Would you, Robin?
I'd love it.
All right, Eric, hold on. Javier, hold on. Let me see if I can throw something together. I'm not guaranteeing anything.
Can I quickly make a couple little promotions?
Oh, boy.
Can you wait till after the commercial?
Eric, it's not a good time to promote when you've bored everybody to death.
Yeah, right. No one wants to see you now. Hold on. If it wasn't for Javier, you wouldn't even be interested.
Right.
Hold on.
Well, one of the things
Oh, my God.
Hold on. I got a break.
already promoted.
We're coming back after the
hold on.
commercial.
What a great 10th anniversary this is. Uh-oh, I think I just... Oh, fuck. I think I
What,
just...
did you cut him off?
No, I think he's still on hold. Javier, you're still there, right?
Yeah, I'm here.
All right, let me see if I can get you on hold. Oh, boy. Hold on. I think I might have hung up.
You might have hung up on Javier, too?
I don't know. I don't even know. All right, we'll be back right after these words.
Hey guys, do you think you can help me out? We got to do this really quick. There's a guy on the phone who claims he knows more about Eric and his appearances than Eric. So try to put together a quick 5-question game about Eric's appearances, like, what did Eric agree to? You know what I mean? Can you guys think of anything?
I'll have to search.
Jason, can you do some searching too?
I have one. What job did Eric turn down for TV because he thought it was too satanic?
This is, I already have this.
Richard, what job did Eric turn down on TV because he thought it was too satanic?
Which one?
Adult Swim.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that was from 2011.
For just $59 a year, get unlimited backup space for your PC or Mac. Plus, access
What on Adult Swim, though?
to your tablet or smartphone. If you run a
He's going to take a job on Adult
Carbonite also has
Swim.
plans that will back up all
Can you find out what cartoon on Adult Swim?
annual fee. Don't wait. Go to Carbonite.com today and type in the offer code 100 for a free trial with no credit card required. Plus, 2 free bonus months with your subscription. That's
I'll just put the
Carbonite.com.
Adult Swim.
Okay. I'm back.
Hey, Gary, can you help me with this game for Eric the Actor?
Yeah,
I know we got bamboozled into this. Give me some prize money, and let's see if who wins. I think we only have 3 questions for the Eric the Actor game. Again, we had to do this on short notice.
Harry, here's another one I know if it's...
There's not that much information out there about Eric.
All right.
Do you want to do the questions or you want me to do them?
You better do them because I can't read that. All right. Let me get these guys on the phone. There's Eric the Actor. Eric, you there?
Yes.
All right, let me get Javier. Javier, you there?
Yep.
All right, we're playing for $500 cash from Steven Singer Jewelers. Visit IHateStevenSinger.com today. Great guy, Steven Singer. Give you a good deal. All right, here's the game. There's going to be 3 questions. So therefore, someone will win.
You got to have the best 2 out of 3.
Right.
Right. All right, now, nobody blurt out any answers. Here we go. I'll go to Eric the Actor first. Ask him the question. If he gets it wrong, Gary, I assume we'll go to Javier with the same question.
Right.
Correct.
Don't blurt out answers.
Robin, shh. Okay. All right, here we go. Don't blurt out the answer, Robin. Robin's an expert.
I'm reminding myself.
Right. All right, here we go. Eric, the actor, first.
In Eric's first phone call to the Stern Show, who did he say were the top 2 chicks he masturbated to?
Eric, go ahead. You have very few seconds to answer. Eric, are you there?
Yes.
Who are the 2 chicks you said you masturbate to?
He's on the internet.
Good up. That's why I'm making him answer right away. Eric, answer now. All right, Eric, we're going to hit the buzzer.
Wait.
Take a guess real quick.
I know one of them off the top of my head was Beverly Mitchell.
All right, Beverly Mitchell. And who else?
Yeah, you need both. Why would you give up the name now that it's going to go over to Javier?
Who knows if he's right. All right. Eric, I got to give you a no. You did not mention the 2 women. I'm not going to say whether Beverly Mitchell is right or not. Let's go to Javier. Javier, who are the 2 women?
Well, actually, that's a tough one. So I'm going to say one of them is Beverly Mitchell because he said it. I'm going to say the other one is Pamela Anderson.
All right. Is he right?
The answer is Beverly Mitchell from Seventh Heaven and Britney Spears.
All right. Well, you're both wrong.
Both wrong.
Sorry, guys. There'll be no money for you on base of that.
Now we could wind. No, never mind. Go on.
All right, Javier. Yeah, I know.
I could do. I might have another one.
All right. Javier, you're going to go first. Gary, ask him the question.
Javier, who were the 3 celebrities in studio with Eric the Midget when he came in for his only in-studio appearance in 2008?
Javier, who were the 3?
All right, it was Diana DeGarmo.
Go ahead.
It was Natalie Maines.
Go ahead.
And the wrestler, I forgot his name. The wrestling guy that came in with Diana DeGarmo. Oh, man.
You're running out of time.
Hurry. Give me the name of a wrestler.
I can't remember the name of the guy.
All right.
Now we got to move it over to Eric.
All right, let's go over to Eric. Eric, go ahead.
Kurt Angle, Natalie Maines, and Diana DeGarmo.
That is correct.
All right.
Javier had it.
Eric
He just couldn't pull out.
has won.
I feel bad for Javier because he really had it. But,
Yeah.
But
This is the game.
And there you go. So 1 for Eric. And now the final question. If Javier ties up, Eric, you'll go first. You could put it away right here. Go ahead, Gary.
What TV job did Eric turn down because he thought it was too satanic?
Eric?
The animated cartoon on the Cartoon Network.
Is that correct,
So,
Gary?
I don't remember the name of the show.
Oh, he doesn't know the name? That is incorrect. You do not know the name of the show, all right? Javier, you can get back in the game. Gary, give him the question again.
What job on TV did Eric turn down because he thought it was too satanic?
It was a satanic cartoon. I don't think he said the name of the show, but
there's not a name of a show, it's a particular network.
What kind of question is that?
South.
You want the name of the network, or
Yeah,
you want
the name of this network?
The name of the network.
Yeah,
Now
well,
we had
that's
to
not
ask
fair.
Eric again.
We have to ask Eric again. Did you just
No,
call the
actually,
question?
Eric gave me the name of the network.
Oh, so he answered the question.
No, he didn't. He gave an answer.
And it was incorrect.
Wasn't correct.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Gary, this is a horrible game.
He might have been correct. I don't.
Sal was involved. He may have been correct.
I have an answer here, and I don't know.
Wait a second. You trusted Sal to make the game?
You gave me 4 minutes.
All right.
Sal and Richard put this game
No
together.
wonder this is going so badly.
Oh, my God. They're 2 retarded people put the game together.
It was very quick.
What?
Wait, we're not at a tie yet.
Okay, but
Sal, you idiot.
which channel?
That was correct. It was a satanic cartoon on the Cartoon Network.
Is the Cartoon Network correct, Sal? It's not. Sal says it's not correct.
is it a particular show? It's called Adult Swim.
Adult
That's
Swim
the
is correct.
Cartoon Network, you moron.
Well, evidently Adult
That's
Swim
the
is right.
Cartoon Network.
Gary, I think the game is...
It's the answer is Adult Swim. I don't know what Adult Swim
Yeah, but
is
that's
on.
a shitty question.
Well, no, it's a shitty answer.
Oh, I
It's
knew
written
what, you know
wrong.
what? I knew I shouldn't have gotten involved in this game. Even when Eric said he needed money, I should have just hung up.
I agree.
I hate Sal. I hate Eric. And I hate Javier now.
I'm sorry.
Yeah. And they did nothing wrong.
Can I say something?
Adult Sal, you're such a shit stain.
Oh, can I tell you something?
Yeah.
Okay, I had
I'd rather you say I can't come up with a game
No,
than get it wrong.
I can.
Okay, go
I had
ahead.
to come up with immediate facts that had documented 8/9/11. He said he turned down a satanic show from Adult Swim. And that was
it's
it.
a cable television network.
Well, I didn't know.
Shares
I didn't
space
know
with Cartoon Network.
Right.
so
I
it
didn't
is
know if
its
it was a
own-
network, but it was for the Adult
But I'm
Swim
saying
show.
the question's so
It's so specific. What did he turn down? What satanic role did he turn down? And
no,
he made it perfectly
you said
clear.
What satanic role did he turn down? But you were looking for the name of a network
or a show. I don't.
Or a show.
It just said what satanic show did he turn down?
Right. And
so
that's
when he
it.
said Cartoon Network, I'm looking at Adult Swim. I don't know what that means.
You wrote a question that's ridiculous.
It's for Adult Swim. He said,
yeah,
but
we don't know. Listen to read the question you wrote down.
The question, can I have the question, please?
You didn't ask for the name of the network.
But it was specific. Right. You wouldn't say NBC.
Oh, my God. You're retarded. It's impossible to deal with
not.
you.
You just love doing this to me.
No, you can't explain.
Yes, I can.
Go ahead, read the question.
What job on TV did Eric turn down because he thought it was too satanic?
But that's not
Adult
the name of
Swim.
Adult Swim.
Adult Swim is the show.
No, it's a network.
Well, then it was documented that way. Howard, I can show you the document.
Sal, why can't you admit you fucked up?
What am I fucking up?
There's nothing clear about that question. We're asking.
We don't know what you're asking for.
You could never write for a game show. What are you asking for? Adult Swim is the name of the network. You got to say what was the name of the network that Eric almost worked for.
It was the Cartoon Network, Howard. Adult Swim is on.
But that's not your question. Read the question
What
again.
Job on television did Eric turn down?
That
what
has
job?
nothing to do with a network.
I agree, but there is no I never said a network in here.
So what do you?
But the key word is
source.
satanic. There's only one show he turned down that was satanic. Was Adult Swim.
Adult Swim's the name of a network.
It's not a show.
It's not a show.
Well, Jason Kaplan just said that it's on the Cartoon Network.
Yeah,
No.
Adult
It is
Swim
a network that shares space.
Okay, but it was it was documented.
Sal, you're an idiot.
It was documented when he called in. He said this specifically. This is a specific
Sal,
quote.
listen to me. Your IQ is so corrupt and low.
Stop. It is not.
That you don't even know what I'm saying to you.
Yes, I do.
It's not a question of
I know what a network is. Like you work in AGT. The network is NBC. I know the difference.
So what would the question be?
What show were you on television?
AGT.
Right. What show did he turn down satanically on TV?
He didn't turn down Adult Swim.
Is the
That's
network.
not the name.
What? It doesn't matter. He's
satanically. You're an idiot. You're a moron.
When he explained it.
You know what a moron this guy is? I got to tell everybody. Hold on. We're in the middle of a game. I know. I got to tell you what a dummy he is.
We're stopping the game for a second.
I'm not a moron. I come up with good ideas here. Ideas.
So yesterday, perhaps. We had a meeting yesterday. We now have
in a conference room.
We have a community we formed. Like, you know how people are on Facebook?
Yeah.
We have a community called Moldred. It's a private.
Nobody's invited me to.
Well, you wouldn't. You're not. Yeah, you're not a part of it. If you want to be, you can be. But I try to spare you these things. Moldred was a community I developed with the guys at IBM. It's they have a great piece of software called Communities or Connections.
And you can have your own community.
Called Moldred. It's a place where my staff can write and communicate with one another. So I decided yesterday, I rented out a conference hall with a big screen. Yeah, conference hall with a screen. And it was mandatory that everybody on Moldred has to attend.
Right.
I got up, I made about a half-hour presentation, then I turned the meeting over to John Hine.
Wow.
And
did you have, like, audio, video?
Yeah, everything.
Displays?
All the accoutrements.
Wow.
So that we could teach everybody how to use Moldred. And so we even had two guys from IBM there.
I was going to ask if I could have a personal...
No.
No?
No. Yes, of course you can. Of course. Listen. So... The problem is, I know everything, not everything, but I know a lot of stuff about Moldred, and so does John Hine. We've been working through this thing for months, okay? Mm-hmm. And rather than sit down with everyone individually and try to explain it to them, which could take forever, we said, let's get everyone together, we'll answer all your questions and explain how this thing works. Makes sense, right?
Absolutely.
Well, everybody, mandatory to be there. You have to have an ID and a card to get in. It's a whole formal meeting.
Right, I saw the thing. Bring your building ID, etc.
Right. So I'm up there, and I'm talking for, I would say, close to a half hour. I'm explaining Moldred to everybody. I'm going through the intricacies, how to sign on, how to use this thing, how to communicate with one another, how we shall work together. And at one point, about 25 minutes in, I go, and for example, let's say Sal wants to do this. He's doing a phony phone call and he wants help with it. I go, where is Sal? We look around the room. No Sal. 25 minutes into this fucking thing, I'm talking my brains out. Like, the last thing I want to do is sit there and teach. Who's not there? Everyone is there. The only one not there is who?
Sal.
Sal.
Why not?
Right. So with that, like almost like by a miracle, 25 minutes, all of a sudden, who comes running in the room? Like on fire?
All
Sal.
flustered.
Everybody else is there. I go, Sal, what's going on? He goes, hey, Howard, I was making a phony phone call to where did you make the
McDonald's in Libya.
To McDonald's in Libya. All right. So I go, okay, fine, whatever, you're late. Now, I didn't say this then. This guy is here all morning. He's going to be there after the meeting.
Mm-hmm.
I need him there at 11 o'clock for the meeting.
What?
Everybody else knows. And I'm thinking to myself, well, okay, I don't want to slow down the meeting berating Sal in front of everyone. But now he's missed 25 minutes. He has no fucking clue what's going on. And the absurd answer that he was making a phony phone call to McDonald's isn't going anywhere.
Right. It's going to be there all day.
Libya so far hasn't gone anywhere.
Well, I have important information that was just handed to me by John Lieberman.
Right.
Sal went to the newsroom to ask 2 different people where the meeting was.
Yeah, when I stormed
You're
out.
a fucking idiot.
I stormed out of the room.
How did everybody else know? Couldn't you have prepared a little?
I was caught up in the call, and then all of a sudden I looked at the clock. It said 11:21. I said, "Holy shit!" And I ran out.
So, can I ask you a question? We all did the wrap-up show together, right? We ended at 11 together, right? And we all frantically came in here and grabbed our notebooks and our pens and ran down to the meeting. So why did you go to make a phone call when we were all leaving together?
I was just caught up in it. It was just I messed up. There's no excuse. There's no excuse.
You're retarded.
I got there. You know, I missed 20 minutes, but I got moldred down pretty well. So
No, you missed
As well as you got this
deflecting.
game.
You
Not
think
deflecting,
you got
I'm
Muldred
answering.
down. You know what I'm going to do after the show today? I'm going to fucking quiz you on Muldred and see how well you got
I
it
know
down.
a lot about Muldred.
Yeah, okay.
You could quiz me right now.
No, I'm not going to bore the audience.
Well, we're in the
with
middle of another game.
that. We're in the middle of the game. You just fucked up.
I didn't screw that
Unlike
up.
the meeting you fucked up yesterday.
Well, I apologize about that.
Yeah, good.
I just wasn't aware of time. It happens. We all screw up.
No, we all don't. Not one person screwed up but you.
Yeah, I know.
Can I say something about this question?
What question?
The
one
question that Sal screwed up.
Yeah, I mean, Eric, forget it. I mean, the guy fucked up. What am I going to do?
Wait, Adult Swim, for this moron's information, is a block of different animated and non-animated shows on the Cartoon Network. It's not.
Eric, it goes beyond that. Eric, it goes beyond that. I mean, the question doesn't even make sense.
We don't know what he's asking for.
He's asking for the network. He's asking for the name of a show. He's asking for 50 different things. The whole thing is screwed.
I made it as general and simple as possible. What TV?
I want to get back to how did you miss that meeting yesterday? It's beyond my comprehension. How many times do I have a meeting that important where I rent out a conference room?
Not many.
So that I can help you with things.
And I appreciate it, and I apologize. I was a little late. Thank God I know Mildred very well.
I was done.
25 minutes.
How do you think I could? You think I would want to miss meeting me out of all people?
What?
You think I would want to miss
Yes,
a meeting?
of course you did.
I know, but do you think...
Yes, I think you wanted to... I think you wanted to... You know what? I'm going to tell you something.
You're out
if
of
I
your
had said to
mind.
you,
You're nuts.
there's a woman waiting in the conference room at 11 o'clock with her legs spread. She's going to fucking fuck you, blow you, and then piss on you.
No, all you would have to say, you can piss on her and spit on her.
Yeah, right. If I told
Robbie,
you that...
keep yourself out of this.
If I told you that, Sal, you'd be there.
Howard, I got caught up in a phony phone call.
No, you
I
didn't.
screwed up.
Can I just add one more thing? Because Jason pointed this out to me. You know, Sal, as a general rule, you're almost always late for our Tuesday meeting.
No, I'm not.
Yeah, you are.
I am not.
Oh, yeah, you're right. He is.
I am not.
I don't even think he was there at the last one.
Yeah, I sure was. I was absolutely there.
Yeah.
I've been to every single
The
meeting.
very last meeting we had, I was well into the meeting, and I go and tell Richard, almost a replay of yesterday.
I dropped my pen, and Gary, you screamed at me like a lunatic in the hallway.
No. I had to come and get you.
I went to the bathroom, and I left my pen. I dropped my pen.
You have OCD? Is that what's going on?
I have a little bit of
So
that.
you have to be late to everything?
No, I'm never late to anything. I'm here early in the
If you're
morning.
on time, will bad things happen? Because bad things have already happened to you. What are you worried
I have a
about?
little OCD stuff.
Yeah, all
Few
the
things.
magical thinking isn't working.
Well, then I'll change it. I'll change the magical
Yeah.
thinking. But
Yeah,
no, I
change
don't.
it to being on time.
I'm on time every
You're on
morning
time,
on
good
this
things
show.
might happen.
I'm on time all the time. All the time I'm on
No,
time.
yesterday you weren't.
Yes, for that meeting, yes.
So how can you say you're on time all the time?
Not all the time, except for yesterday and the meeting before.
Weren't you late to work the other day, I got a report?
Nope.
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't late to work.
All right.
I was absolutely.
All right,
I haven't
thank
been.
you.
Like,
Thank you for...
Howard, can I ask that one
Hey, how
more
much...
question?
Yeah.
Because, again, I'm getting the second hand thanks to my good buddy John Lieberman. Sal, God's honest, swear to life to your kids. Did you doze off during the Moldred meeting yesterday?
No, and why? And Ronnie looked at me and closed his eyes like I was. Absolutely not 100% swearing the life of my children. Would not do something like that.
You wouldn't be late. You wouldn't, but you did it.
I was late. I admitted I was late, Robin. I apologize about being late. I was in the middle of work and something
You're such
happened.
a con man.
How am I a con man? I was fucking working on something.
Con man.
I said I was sorry. How am I a con man?
Because
what am I
it's
doing?
bullshit. You could have worked on that any time.
I know I could have, but I was caught up in it, and I looked down, and I realized that it was 11:20. I fucked up.
By the way, the phone call's really good, though, at least.
Thank
that
you.
I'll give you.
Sal's never late.
Thank goodness.
But Sal was late the day you made the most important announcement since we've been at Sirius.
Oh, remember that?
Right, yeah.
Yes, that I was late for, and you guys pulled a good prank on me, so at least it turned into decent radio.
You want to hear when Sal called, as long as it's just causing so many problems, you want to hear when Sal called McDonald's in Libya?
Yeah, let's hear.
All right, well, first of all, I got to figure out what to do with Eric the actor and Javier.
I have a tiebreaker. I wrote a tiebreaker.
But Eric's already winning 1-0.
Right,
Okay.
we need 2 more questions now.
But-
I don't want 2 more. Is there a way to pay off both these fucking
I have
guys?
2 more questions, or I could give them both $100 and we can move on.
Just
No, what? Wait, please, Sal, I'm trying to get out of your mess. What is that, Gary?
I have 2 more questions, or we could give them both $500, courtesy of Steven
Oh,
Singer,
I would love that.
and move on.
Oh, thank you.
Just read the plug-in Friday and we'll move on.
Oh, thank you, Gary. Thank you. You hear that, Sal? Your fuck up.
I want you to rephrase my question because I disagree with you. What job on TV did Eric turn down because he thought it was too satanic?
Did he just change the word?
What's
No,
the
it's the same thing. So what's the answer?
Adult Swim.
Adult Swim isn't a
not
job.
a job.
It's a network.
I get the word job, perhaps.
Okay, look.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you.
Job?
Well,
What job? The job would be the name of the show, which we don't know.
Or a show.
You could have said Eric had a
Or
meeting
you
with
could
a
say what
network.
network.
Or a show on.
the word job is the
word job
improper-
makes no sense.
That's the improper word.
There's no.
I have to double check the notes because I did copy and
All right,
paste
all right,
that.
good. Copy and paste.
Now,
And you can be sure he doesn't understand Muldred at all.
I certainly do.
No.
now,
Yes,
What?
Eric.
what part of my explanation did you not understand? Adult Swim is on the Cartoon Network. It's not
Yeah,
one.
I know that, Eric.
particular
Okay, I
show.
got to get out of this.
He's yelling at Sal.
God,
All right, I feel listeners.
We'll give you Sal's personal number.
please
All right,
don't.
listen to me.
All right. Well,
Eric, Javier, I've got good news for you. You've both won $500 cash in a monumental waste of money.
I'm so sorry. This is my fault.
It is your fault. I'm
You know what?
blocking you
We're
from
gonna
Twitter.
block you.
Yeah. Okay. Here we go. You've won $500 cash from Steven Singer Jewelers.
Thank you.
Visit IHateStevenSinger.com today. Thank you, Steven Singer, for bailing me out on this. I don't know what I'd do without you. Thank you, StevenSinger.com. Eric, I'm going to put you and Javier.
It's in the middle of a game. Don't make me go in there.
What is this?
No, they're sending me in here.
What is going on today?
Ronnie has something to say. Ronnie, put your headphones on and say what you're going to say.
Say what you're going to say.
No, he said he wasn't sleeping. I know he was, okay?
I swear to God, I was not.
I have a witness.
I saw
the
you-
security guy that was working with me.
I was. Are
we were,
you out of your mind?
we were laughing our ass off.
I was not sleeping. Are you out of your mind? I would not sleep.
You were sleeping.
I don't care. I'm not even arguing.
Dude, he was
That's-
sitting there like this, making like he was awake, but his
You know why?
eyes were
Because he's
closed.
a big shot.
Big shot in my ass.
You better know how to fucking work that Muldred.
Howard, you know I didn't fall asleep. You know it. I would
I
hope
didn't
you
look
would
at you. I don't know. Ronnie
I
was
looked at
watching
you constantly. I can even tell you where you were sitting.
You bet
No.
your hat, remember?
That's crazy.
The idea that you know where I was sitting, it doesn't mean you didn't fall
I mean, I
asleep.
was observant of everything that was going on.
Yeah, all right.
Yeah, I
Sure.
wish we had a pop quiz for him.
Ask me any. Howard knows Muldred. I know Muldred. Ask me anything
Ronnie
about
has
it.
a whole list of people that were falling asleep during the meeting.
Wow.
Well, then you should discuss it with them because I wasn't falling asleep. Yes, I came late. I'll admit that.
What job did Muldred turn down for being satanic? You idiot. I mean, really, I always think like you not being intelligent is a joke. It's not.
It is.
You don't know geography. You don't know anything.
Fuck geography. Where am
You
I
don't know
going? I'm not a
history.
pilot.
You don't know anything.
History.
Can I tell you one more?
Yeah.
Remember when Sal had melanoma on his ass?
Oh, this is amazing.
He had melanoma on his ass?
I heard
Yeah.
this on the wrap-up show.
Thanks
Sal
for
was-
remembering, Robin. It was only cancer.
Sal had a melanoma on his ass. Like, that's what's a pretty serious thing.
Yeah.
So, skin cancer. So they're talking to him
That's a
yesterday.
strong
They're talking to him yesterday on the wrap-up show. And they're talking about skin cancer. And Sal, of course, tans because he doesn't understand that tanning is bad.
So what does he do
He
in
doesn't
a
understand that
thong?
being in the sun is tanning.
Right. Because he goes, I don't go tanning. I'm just in the sun.
I don't go to tanning salons.
Okay, so then they say, well, what do you think causes cancer? He goes, my cancer was caused when my wife hit me with the paintball in my ass.
Right,
I'm taking this to the dollhouse.
Christine, you like this, don't you?
This is so funny. All right, ready? Am I good?
Yeah.
Okay. Lower?
Oh, my God. It could have. There could have been carcinogens in that paint.
It didn't.
And it broke the skin, Robin.
Oh, it did break the skin.
Yes, it did.
Oh.
Oh, well, there's Sal being right. No, I'm not.
You're not being right.
Oh, yes.
Right.
And you know what?
Paint caused your cancer.
There could have been carcinogens.
Quickly.
And it's in the spot that my wife hit me twice, and I had a hole the size of a fucking golf ball in my ass with the paint in it. And it's in
No, come on.
And I don't tan my ass.
Who knows what you do?
That's what I was
You went to
asking.
tanning booths
as a
with
kid,
your clothes off.
Sometimes.
That's where you got your carcinoma.
It's possible. It's possible.
Yeah, okay.
Does he get completely...
tell you that?
I don't know who told me that. Somebody told me that.
What did your
You
doctor
told
say?
yourself.
I don't know, but if you get a doctor on the phone...
Why wouldn't you know what your doctor said? The most important person, the guy who diagnosed your cancer, gave you a reason.
I'll tell you what my doctor said. He said it could be anything. It could have been the tanning beds, it could have been the sun, and it could have been something else.
It could have been from paintball?
It could have been. There could have been carcinogens in that paint.
Your doctor said that?
I believe he did. I mean, I wouldn't have remembered it if he didn't. You're an ass. Fuck you.
What about those mechanical cigarettes you smoke that have a big poison bottle on it?
That was... Yes,
With
that
a
was
skull
from
and
Australia,
crossbones,
but I'm using something new now. I'm
Or the
using...
Propecia from India.
I stopped using the Propecia from
And
India.
now he's wearing a helmet with lights on it. What?
The helmet's out. His wife was unhappy about the helmet. She
No.
wants him to live.
No,
Oh, my
it's not
God.
that. You brought up a good point, Howard. You said stop it, and I thought about it.
Sal got a hold of this helmet where if you stick it on your head and they put lights on, the light makes your hair grow.
It's low laser light technology.
Oh, fucking idiot.
You can follow up on carcinogens and paintballs. That is, and even Robin agrees with that.
No, I didn't hear Robin agree with that.
Robin, she was a nurse,
I
and
bet
she
you
did.
It's way more likely that you sat in a tanning booth, tanning your asshole.
But did he get in the tanning booth naked?
Yes.
Once in a while. No, back in the day, I wore fruit in the looms.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
sure.
but it's the area. Yeah, I did expose it. Yes, the answer is yes.
The answer is that's where it came from.
All right.
My guess.
Oh,
I'm not a doctor, but I would say it's more from that than paintball.
I have a feel. Sal loves to, go around the internet, right?
Yeah.
So I have a feeling that the story I'm holding in my hands is what he saw.
No,
it's a guy got shot with paintball, and where he got shot in his cheek revealed that he had a cancerous mole there.
Right. It was actually lucky for him because
Yeah, because he went to get it looked at.
Right. Okay. Look,
that's not me.
Look, Eric the actor, you've won $500 courtesy of Steven Singer Jewelers. And so has Javier. Visit IHateStevenSinger.com today. Okay, guys?
All right.
Okay, thank you. And
You're welcome.
In closing, I'll be at both the block parties this weekend, and I started a new job with TNA, making predictions on their show called TNA Today.
I can't even believe that happened, but okay.
In a couple weeks, so we'll start.
Very good. I would watch that. All right. Thank you, Eric. It's enough of Eric. All right. I'll put you on hold for your money. And Javier, where is he? Oh, that's Javier. Eric, I'm so upset.
It's an internet show.
All right. Hold on. And a happy anniversary.
Thank you.
Lashana Tova.
All right.
All right, so thank you for liking the Libya thing. I'll bail.
Yeah, all right, here it is. Here's Sal, and here's what he does best. Yeah, stand there and you take your bow. Now something good's going to happen. You don't have to leave.
Thank you for liking it. And
all right, here we go.
I'd like to go back to
Sal
work.
calls McDonald's in Libya. Idiot. You're leaving now?
No, I'm sick of stay. The premise is based on...
Keep walking to the door.
Just stand there and let me... you'll get a bow here. People will praise you.
You're an idiot.
Sal calls McDonald's in Libya. This is why he missed the meeting. And, of course, you heard a Kentucky Fried Chicken was burned down in Libya.
Actually, it was in Lebanon.
Right. So Sal says, hey, do you guys have a McDonald's? He calls it and he goes, are you guys going to burn down this place? All right, so here he goes.
Hello, McDonald's.
Yes.
Okay. You guys just burnt down the Kentucky Fried Chicken in Libya, And I want to come down to eat at McDonald's. But before I do, I want to know, are you guys on fire?
No. Really, I don't know about the burning Kentucky Fried Chicken. I live in Benghazi, and I didn't know about the burning Kentucky Fried Chicken. I swear, I don't know.
What about the burning of American flag? Have you burned American flag?
Yes, we burned the American flag because the movie about Rasul. Because we are very nervous about the movie who made those American movie about the Rasul.
Are the Jews to blame for this problem?
Yes, Jews are the devil.
What's that? Jews are the devil. Is that correct?
Yes.
So the Jews are to blame for this?
All the Jews in the world are devil.
All the Jews of the world are evil?
Evil.
Yes, evil.
What must we...
Evil. They didn't make anything for Libya.
Now,
Yes.
do you want America to stay and help Libya, or should America leave Libya?
No, help Libya.
If you want us to help Libya, why did you kill our ambassador?
I want to go right now. Okay, go.
Wait a minute. Are we safe to come to McDonald's and eat, or will you burn it down like Kentucky Fried Chicken?
No, we don't want to burn out any restaurant or any building in Libya.
Okay, so if we come to McDonald's as Americans, you will not burn it down?
No.
I am safe to eat at McDonald's?
Yes, you are safe and your family is safe.
How about the Jews?
Jews, no.
No Jews?
No.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, have a good day, sir.
Well, have a good day. Okay,
Bye-bye.
Nice people. I love that call for a lot of different reasons. First of all, why do you have an accent?
I wanted to make them feel comfortable.
Right. You're like the.
How are we supposed to know you're an American when you're doing an accent too?
You know.
Right, well, whatever it is, it worked because
interesting.
The best observation I can come up with real quick is that, no matter where you call in the world, no matter what's going on, there's always some woman in the background yapping away, telling you what to say. That's number one. Who the hell is that?
That's universal.
Yeah, that's universal.
I like that she was correcting him on devil and evil for the
Jews. Devil.
They're devil.
They're evil devils. Devils. Great word, devils. Jews are devils. Fantastic. Really, it's so mind blowing because you get a glimpse. Help us. But we're gonna
burn you and
we're gonna burn you and kill your ambassadors over a stupid fucking movie. They don't even understand the concept that this is a movie no one's ever gonna see unless they make a big deal about it.
They're nervous about that movie.
Yeah, I mean it's just a brilliant call.
And he says, "Come to McDonald's. We won't burn it down." But he has no reservations about telling me he's burning our flag. They
right?
Say,
no.
Oh, yes, we're burning your flag.
But we make sure it doesn't burn up the building.
Hey, what was that news report that someone over there burned a flag and the guy died? Like he breathed in all the fumes. What was that? Did you read that?
Yeah,
I didn't read that.
Yeah, some guy. Where was it that happened? Do you know?
It was at one of the anti-U.S. Protests.
Yeah,
on Adult Swim.
No,
on Adult Swim.
I'm pretty sure it was in
Swim,
It was in the Middle East.
He's pretty sure it was somewhere over there.
And the guy.
Glad you knew that. I don't know why I'm bothering.
Some asshole took a breath of the smoke and died.
Okay, a Pakistan man, I think. Islamabad.
I took a breath of a flag and died.
His turban went on fire and he croaked.
What a fucking story. It's such
a Pakistan man has died from inhaling smoke from burning a U.S. flag during a protest against the anti-Islamic film on the innocence of Muslims. Abdullah Ismail died in Mayo Hospital in Lahore.
Yeah,
after
Lahore.
having complained of feeling unwell during an angry demonstration.
I want to thank the Surgeon General for not putting any danger signs on flags for when you smoke them. I think that's a good idea. And I can't believe Muslims are killing people over a movie, because if we did that, do you know how many people we would have to kill over bad movies?
Well, that's what I'm
Very
saying.
true.
We protest her because the movie is so bad.
I mean, that movie
Driving
Jackie's
people
in that we
crazy.
play it all the time. We'd have to have a riot over that.
Put him
one.
in an Iron Maiden. Oh, God. Jennifer Lopez would have been murdered 30 years ago.
I love, too, that, like, You know, the whole logic of burning down your own country because you're angry with the United States is just so fucking brilliant. I mean, that's like if I hated Jay Leno and I punched myself in the head over it.
Well, look at the woman who blew herself up.
Right, I'm gonna blow. I'm blowing myself up.
Yeah, that movie is making me blow myself up.
I'm blowing myself up over a movie. Don't kill yourself.
Oh God.
Oh my God. Well, Sal, what can I tell you? I mean,
well, thank you for
once again. Yeah, try to be on time to meetings.
I will. I apologize.
Yes, thank you.
I love busting his balls. Some guy on Twitter had the fucking balls to ask me, why do you like busting Sal's balls so much? I go, did you not listen to the show from 91 to 2006?
Gary.
I mean, give me a fucking break.
Gary, you were under fire for a second there for this game that you assigned.
Well, Howard understands. Howard knows I was in with him during the break working on our show stuff, so he knew I had assigned the game to the guys.
There's 3 more.
Okay.
Which was beautifully parlayed into now Sal getting beat.
Well, we had talked about this earlier this morning. I said to Howard, I go, I don't understand why Sal had to go make a phone call at 11 o'clock. McDonald's going to be there all day.
It's a beautiful thing right now for you.
Again,
I can't hide that smile on your face.
Why would I fuck with Sal? Sal fucking used to call me at work all day long and bust my balls. It's good-natured. You know, I don't hate Sal. You know, if I hated Sal, I'd probably just ignore him.
But
I like fucking with him.
It's Stern Show karma right now.
Yeah, you know. I appreciate it. I owe him a couple. You know, Sal 1 million, Gary 3. Okay.
Sal.
Yes, sir.
This was sprung upon you. I shot it happening. I mean, Gary came up to you. You had 2 or 3 minutes to come up with a game.
Yeah. Can we go check the internet where I copied and pasted it?
Yeah.
Because I just want to see if I copied it and pasted it properly. I could have screwed that up too. Let's take a look here. I just want to see.
So you got this right off of our website?
I got this off of Mark's Friggin, which is very, very factual. I mean, he runs a great site. Yeah. Well, let's see. Here's the quote. I should have said. He said he had 2 acting jobs and he never would have had, according to Johnny Fryer. Johnny said that Eric didn't take a job. That was the key word with Adult Swim because he felt it was too satanic. So that was the quote that I pulled. He didn't take a job. And I said to Howard, what's the key word here that I screwed up? He says, job. So according, again, Johnny Fraudo, Johnny Fraudo's quote was, Eric didn't take a job with Adult Swim because he felt it was too satanic. So we had a scramble. We had 3 minutes. I was looking for facts. I thought that was a pretty good question. What did Eric turn down that was too satanic? What job? And it was Adult Swim. I don't know about the network, so if it's a specific television show, but I know that specifically was said, and that's the fact that I took.
Well, the problem, I think, why it's getting so convoluted is that Adult Swim is the title of a block of cartoons featured on the Cartoon Network late at night.
Right.
So there's a lot of layers to this. But all in all, it was sprung upon you, and you were forced to react and try to help Gary out, but then it got spun into an entirely different animal. I mean,
yeah,
everything you've done wrong in the last month has come into question, and then you're on your heels.
Mm-hmm.
Do you feel like you can't win in those situations? I mean, they're calling you a con artist, they're calling a con man.
That's a little heavy. Yeah, you can't win. No, you can't. You can't fight City Hall, and you can't fight the Howard Stern Show.
The house always wins.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, and this is some house. This is crazier than the White House in this place. And you have to take your lumps. That's how the show works. Look, Howard's running the show. We needed things. We had to scramble. We had to put it together. I took this quote. We needed a quick fact immediately. That's how it was quoted. That's how it was said. And unfortunately, it didn't relay properly, and I'm responsible for it. At the end of the day, no matter how you look at it, I'm the one who pulled the quote, even though it was to the T. It didn't translate right, and I have to take my lumps.
Does it bother you, the fact that this one small error sort of negates all these things that you've done well over the years? I mean, it seems like they take one small error in a game that you scrambled to put together to help out Gary, your boss, and all of a sudden everything else is coming into question. Your lateness for meetings, everything else. I mean, although he liked your prank call, that's great and all, but
does it bother me?
Yeah, does it sort of reignite your fire against Gary?
Nah. I mean, I'm just like, I don't know. I'm at the point where I am completely desensitized to insults and to being badgered.
Remember I told Tim the other day that sometimes he could stare at me during the commercials and distract me. And Gary and I have like 3 seconds to talk during the commercials because I have to read live commercials, and then we try to prepare some stuff, and he plays me tapes and things. Mm-hmm. So I'm sitting here, and I'm waiting for Gary, and Tim comes over, and he goes, award-winning American Idol spot.
What?
Well, that's what I said, what? Because I'm sitting here going like, okay, I've got my 5 seconds to prepare for the next segment. It goes down that fast. That's why I'm always vomiting when I come back. I'm trying to eat. I'm trying to fucking listen to stuff. And all of a sudden, Tim goes, award-winning. I wrote it down because I wanted your interpretation. If Tim was standing next to you after the hour we just did, and he said to you, award-winning American Idol spot. He goes, award-winning American Idol spot. What would you think that meant?
Well, I just went through the whole thing in my head after you said it. First, I would think, is he saying that he liked the show last night? Or is he saying that, I now realize he's giving you a pep talk during the show. He's telling you just did a great segment.
Yeah, I don't know.
Scott DePace has a completely different interpretation. Scott, give it to him.
Well, I'll give you my interpretation. I thought he was saying, oh, you did a spot, like a commercial spot for American Idol. Well, don't tell us yet, Tim, because we want to interpret it.
Yeah,
Wait,
everybody
stay there.
put their...
That's what I thought. I thought the spot was...
Like you just gave... I thought it was a criticism, like you just gave them a free commercial.
Oh, you think it was a criticism?
I don't know what it was.
I think he was pumping you up.
I think he was paying a compliment.
So I say to Tim, hey, Scott DePace, what did you think it was?
Yeah, I think he was talking about the 7-Eleven spot that you did and somehow tied that into American Idol.
What?
Oh, yeah, well, yeah, because I had just done a 7-Eleven commercial. That's when he said it, and I thought, oh, is he saying I did a really good job on that read or something? Like, was he... But anyway, so I had told Tim like 11 days ago, maybe as early as 11 days ago, I said, Tim, I know you want to come in during the commercials, but can you not distract... I mean, I said, I don't mean to be mean, because I love Tim, and Tim does a great job, and he's a sweetheart, but... And he gets so hurt when I say these things. You do, you do get hurt when I say these things. But I go, Tim, is it really necessary to come in here and distract me? Because for years on terrestrial radio, I didn't even know you. And I somehow got through everything. He goes,
Never
no.
saw him.
But like literally, Tim did not, like you would think Tim would like back off now that I said that. But no, not at all. So he goes, award-winning American Idol spot. So I go, what? I don't understand. Award-winning American Idol spot.
He repeated it again.
Yeah, and I go, what does that mean? And he goes, well, just that. He goes, just that. Award-winning American Idol spot. So I never got the answer. Then Gary and I looked at each other and we went, well, we've spent so much time on this, we can't prepare for the next segment. So what was going on there, Tim? And
I thought your 7-Eleven spot was phenomenal. Wow. Phenomenal.
But why'd you say American Idol?
Because it was an award, like American Idol gets an award. You got to know that spot was phenomenal for 7-Eleven. Phenomenal. Phenomenal.
But award-winning American Idol spot, you said.
It just kind of tied in with the American Idol thing. I don't know.
I think you're crazy.
Okay.
Whoa.
Too much
Those
juice.
two don't have anything to do with each other.
Yeah.
Right?
All right, I'm sorry. I'm going back to my office. I got work to do.
Listen,
How
I
would
love
anybody
you.
I love you too.
understand?
I'm going to go back to my office.
But Gary even said to me, didn't we just talk to Tim about that? And,
All right, I got to go back.
But I know
to my
you were
office.
complimenting me.
Yes,
and
it was very nice. It was
very Larry Sanderish, like that guy Hank used to.
Hey now,
not Hank, but the other guy used to.
The Rip Torn
character. Yeah, used to get,
right.
Artie. His name was.
Yeah, Artie. I love
Artie. Yeah,
I loved him.
You identify.
You identify.
Yeah, that's kind of like my job.
Right.
All right.
But why not say great job on the 7-Eleven commercial?
It was a great job on the 7-Eleven commercial. I thought it was excellent, really excellent.
Yeah, but
why wouldn't you want him to understand you were saying that?
I don't know. It's early, You
can't
get
use
3-4
that excuse.
hours of sleep.
It's early. That's like when Eric the Midget can't do math. He goes, it's early. Your jeans are getting tighter and tighter. What, are those still your skinny jeans?
Yeah.
Yeah. You know what it is? He lost
I went to the doctor yesterday, okay?
Yeah.
He said I'm 15 pounds heavier than I was a year ago.
Right.
So I'm on. Don't worry, I'm taking it off.
Why didn't the doctor to tell you that?
Taking it off.
The doctor told
I'm taking next week off. I'm focusing on it. I'm getting on the juice. I'm doing everything. I'm focusing. I've had little mishaps here and there.
Yeah, you're almost at the
and
point.
stop bringing food into this place.
Well, okay, so let me explain that, Howard. It's so funny. So yesterday, some bagel company sent up huge platters of bagels and huge spreads of everything.
Yeah, I wanted to eat it, but I was afraid to.
Yeah.
I'm always afraid to eat food that comes in and we don't know where.
You don't know where it came from.
Right.
So Ross and Kim, who's his assistant, and myself and Jason were in a meeting, and they're all glass offices here. So we're in the meeting, and Tim comes blowing by, and there's an enormous piece of cream cheese hanging from the side of his mouth. And he walks by, and Ross just goes, "What's going on with him?"
Yeah.
No, it was cream cheese.
No, it was turkey. Because it was
white.
salad.
Oh, turkey salad.
Yeah.
Turkey salad you had hanging off your face.
Right.
You shoveled it in.
Yeah. So
You're doomed, man.
I got
Robin gave up on you.
No, I got to
He's
go
had
to the
enough.
retreat. I'm going to Dr. Ronnie's and the whole thing.
Oh, are you?
Yeah.
Did you really going to go there?
Did you know that?
Yeah.
He told me a couple of days ago that he was just signing himself into like rehab. He's going back.
I got to go
for the
back.
cure.
I got to go get committed.
Get a few enemas, colonics, everything.
Oh, I
yeah.
need the whole routine because it works. It's unbelievable.
No, it works, but you got to stick to it.
Yeah. Well, no, but
Do you ever have a relapse where you like go off it?
I'm a vegan. There's nothing to go. There's no place for me to go.
Well, sure.
He's not, he's still doing everything. So he wants to think that he can eat the way he used to, and somehow one of these days he's going to get to a point where it won't do the same things to him that it always did.
I not only do the juice, but I eat too.
Right. You do
Like,
Robin's
he
thing?
does-
I'm doing
he
Robin's
does the
thing. I'm doing my
program,
thing.
Right.
I'm doing,
And then he eats everything.
You're on too many programs.
I got to narrow down the program.
What was that program you were on?
Yes, you are following Robin strictly. Except
Absolutely.
You're just
I have
doing
not
some other
deviated
thing.
from the plan. I've just added to it.
Howard, you remember when he was on the Double Zone?
Yeah, Tim has this problem. You should know this about him because when he was on the Zone, he turned to Gary and goes, "These Zone meals are pretty good." He goes, "But they give you such small portions." So he ordered double, like there were two people.
He was eating two meals at a meal.
It doesn't work.
A little is good. A little more is a lot better.
I'm hungry. I'm hungry from the Zone.
I'm a man. But, you deviate.
That's like, remember when I got into those Cliff bars? They have these bars you can eat. They're called Cliff bars. But I didn't realize they were supplements. Like, in other words, instead of lunch, eat a Cliff bar.
Yeah, they were supposed to replace a meal.
I was eating a Cliff bar, and then I'd have my lunch. And then I go, why am I gaining weight? I'm eating Cliff bars. I should be losing weight. I don't understand. All right. Well, good luck, and thank you for the compliment, I think.
It was blown away. I am in awe of you. You know that.
Well, thank you. Award-winning. I got an award.
I knew it was a compliment. I didn't know what
go back
for.
to work. I love it.
Thank you. Well, it's nice to hear that I did an American Idol award-winning speech. So I was on this tear with Sal because Sal goes on all these whacked-out websites, sex websites, and I had him print out some of the weirder ones. And you got to hear this.
I'm wondering why you have to ask him for that.
He knows. Well, this is every sort of porn site category that Sal could come up with, and some of them I won't even mention, like 10-plus inch cock. And there's 308 videos on that website that he goes to. But he doesn't care about that. Here's the ones he's into. Anal dilation videos.
Anal dilation.
Yeah, what is that? If you got a second, Sal, if you can tear yourself away from making phony phone calls for a minute. Anal dilation.
Because, I'm wondering what that is.
What is an anal dilation video?
That's Lisa G. No.
Did you lose a lot of weight?
Yeah, I lost about 22 pounds.
I barely look at you, but I had to notice. I mean,
is it good?
Yeah, you look good.
Thank you.
You were getting fat.
Oh, I was up to 189, and I'm down to 172.
Yeah, what'd you do? You just cut portions or what?
Cut out saturated fats.
Right.
Cut out fried foods. Cut out white breads and sugars.
And poured off you.
Yep.
Yeah, you look better.
I've been losing about 2.5 pounds a week over the course of
Very
six months.
Very good.
Yeah.
So what is anal dilation videos?
Generally when a guy creams in a girl's ass after anal sex and the asshole, it flutters like
My head's already spinning. Wait a minute.
Does that turn you on?
No, not that at all. But it's interesting.
You like to see the cum drip out of her ass?
Yeah, but the asshole pulsates.
Wow.
After getting rammed so hard.
What's antique videos? Well, wait, what is it, JD?
I don't think it necessarily has to involve a guy coming in a girl's asshole. I think I'm going to
correct you.
Like people using a speculum, like a gynecologist uses a speculum or whatever, and they put it in a girl's asshole and just spread it open.
Well, that's medical tools.
Oh, is that a medical tools video?
That's medical tools. That's a different category.
Anybody beating off? I mean, I thank God that I wasn't born with this fetish thing, because I just would hate to have to beat off to women with medical tools. And I'm so glad that I'm like kind of normal. Like, I mean, that I just could beat off from watching a guy.
It almost seems like until the internet, these people couldn't do anything.
Well, the last guy who used medical tools is now in jail.
Is that right?
Yeah. He was on the show. Max Hardcore.
He's in jail?
He's
but
in
not
jail.
for using medical tools.
No, for distributing pee porn domestically, which you can't do.
Oh, you can't. So what about anal dilation? Can you distribute that domestically?
I think so.
But anybody peeing on someone is against the law?
Domestic sales domestically for pee porn is against the law.
Wow.
That's you know what? I feel bad for the guy.
Are you as frightened as me that Sal knows the laws about pee porn?
Look at what he's an expert in.
But
You've been quizzing him on the wrong things.
I feel bad for a guy going to jail because he sold videos of people peeing on each other. That seems kind of Talibanish, doesn't it?
Well, it's also kind of sketchy, like you said. It's okay to do the dilation, but not to pee. Why is that?
Yeah, I don't get it.
Max Hardcore would take a medical vice. He would pry open a girl's asshole and keep it clamped open with this medical vice.
Yeah.
Then he would pee in the girl's asshole and fill it up like a cup.
Oh my God!
Then
maybe he should be in jail.
Then he took a hose from her asshole, the cup of piss up in her asshole, and put it in her mouth and had her suck his pee out of her asshole.
Wow.
And believe me, I did not like that. It's interesting.
Right.
But,
I think you do like it because you like when a woman's humiliated.
I don't like humiliation. I like a woman submitting herself to be humiliated.
No, you like
but these women were submitting to having the dilation and the peeing and everything.
Yeah, he likes that.
She cashed the check.
Can I just repeat that sentence? I don't like humiliation. I like women submitting to being humiliated.
That's the same thing.
No, a woman who's saying, I want you to humiliate me. It has to be consensual.
Well, yeah, but you like a woman, but you're attracted or turned on by a woman being humiliated.
Fake or not?
Not personally humiliated, consensually humiliated. But
Sal, forget that distinction.
You're so silly.
You like watching a video of a woman being humiliated, whether it's consensual or not.
If you walk in the middle of the movie, you're not going to know what the consent situation was.
We assume she's, but that turns you on to see a woman submitting.
Submitting, yes, because
humiliation.
Submitting, that's the key word.
Right.
Submitting. I don't like women getting hurt. I don't like S&M videos with nipple clamps and pins at people's asses. And there's videos out there where women getting their vaginas sewed shut. I mean, I can't get that. I can't fathom that. Even me.
Amazing.
You've seen so much.
Too much.
Let's see.
What do you think? Because they always say this makes you, it desensitizes you.
Yeah. Well,
yeah.
You're looking at desensitized.
That's my problem. I feel like a gynecologist. As a kid, I always thought like a gynecologist had the greatest job because you see a lot of pussy.
Right.
But now I watch these videos, I get nothing.
What's an ant video? A-U-N-T.
Just ants, ant fetishes.
Like guys fucking their ant? Does that turn you on? Because you watched your aunt take a shit? And that
by accident, I was waiting for my cousin. My aunt unfortunately came in. And that was a little disturbing.
Just so we get that straight, that's when you drilled the hole in the bathroom.
No, it
so
was
that you could see your cousin going to the bathroom. You wanted to see her naked.
It was a towel closet, and it had louvers on the door, which you can't see in, but you can see out.
Right, and you were hiding.
I was hiding.
And then your aunt accidentally walked in and took a shit.
Yeah, that was rough.
Hey, and you saw her naked.
Yeah.
Did you beat off?
No, I got a little fucked up in the head from it, though. I mean, it was pretty.
You beat off, didn't you? Tell the truth.
Not to that one. And you may want to hear that I beat off.
No, I don't. I want to know the truth. You didn't.
I got a little aroused, I guess.
Nothing like your aunt taking a shit to get you off. All right, what is ball kicking video? Oh, that I know.
Can figure that out.
What are ballerina videos?
Just girls dressed up as ballerinas. They bring them in, dress them up as ballerinas, and then they fuck them.
And that's a fetish?
Yeah, I guess so, apparently.
What's a banana video?
Fucking with bananas. There was one video where a guy, I couldn't believe it. He took a whole banana, not even out of the peel. He put it in the girl's mouth. Then he stuck his dick in the girl's mouth. And the banana went down her throat. And he's holding on to the back of her head. Her face gets as red as a radish. It's ready to burst. She kicks up her legs. He shoots back, and the banana shoots across the room out of her mouth.
Oh, my God.
That was also Max Hardcore.
And what's baseball bat videos?
Baseball bats, whacking the girls, fucking the girls, baseball bat, sex.
Just 211 of those videos? That's what the number means?
Yeah. If you go to that site and click baseball bat, you'll see baseball bats.
And are most of these are professional? These aren't amateur?
Oh, they're very professional.
You can't be.
You got a guy like Max Hardcore making them.
That's right. What's a bear video?
Just bears are just like big burly guys. You know, they're also referred to as bears in gay videos, like a big
hairy.
Yeah, right.
And it's a hairy guy fucking a girl.
Yeah.
All right. Beer videos.
You know, pouring beer in girls' vaginas and assholes and sucking them out.
All right, but bicycle video.
Bicycle? I'm not even familiar with bicycle videos. I know that's one of the highlights on there, but I guess getting fucked on a bike.
Braces, is that a chicken?
Yeah, lots of brace videos. There's a certain websites just dedicated to braces where guys just ejaculate on girls' braces.
Oh.
Pretty crazy.
On their braces on their teeth?
On their teeth, yeah. They make the girls pull their mouths back so they look like the Joker, and then they come on their teeth.
You've seen those?
Yeah,
Yes.
and that I don't like because anything related to something young turns me off. I like old, I don't like young.
Sure. Cat suit.
Cat suit?
Yeah, self-explanatory. Girls dressed up as cats.
Self-explanatory. CBT, cock ball torture.
Yeah, well, they tie up the balls with ropes and pins and needles and
You
stuff.
like that?
Nah.
Look at this. Champagne videos, cigarette videos, clamp torture, clothed pissing. That's where people...
Clothed pissing is very popular where, for some reason, a lot of men like to watch the women in clothing getting peed on versus being naked.
Really?
And they'll put these scenarios together, like, let's say, like a receptionist comes into the office to talk to the boss.
Yeah.
And then he'll just push her down and start peeing all over her nice, office outfit. And that's a big, big fetish, clothed.
You like that?
It's interesting because...
You like women being peed on, to admit that.
Yeah, sure.
And when they're in their clothes, you like it.
Yeah, because it changes the whole scenario. Like, here's a situation where, out of nowhere, she's getting peed on.
What's condom play?
Condom play is usually
1,545 of those. So
condom play is very popular where the guys will like bang a girl and then the girl will pull off the condom and then she'll drink it out. Out of the condom.
Fuck!
Yeah.
I could never be turned on by half of this shit.
I saw two girls sharing a condom once. It was pretty hot.
I would just vomit
back and forth.
Oh, that's just I'm going to throw up thinking about it.
I jerked off to it.
Oh boy!
Oh yeah, I'm telling you, he's
condom
hardcore.
play though is different.
He's hardcore. He's got a ton of fetishes. This one.
I just, he's a dad. That's what I keep thinking. He's somebody's father.
Well, he's got boys, thank God. He can teach them this stuff.
They'll carry on the legacy.
What
That's
are
right.
they going to have?
Cum brushing. No, I think I know
Cum
what that
brushing is really disgusting.
With the toothbrush?
Yeah.
Oh.
And they brush their teeth with cum?
Yeah.
I don't even get that.
Does that work?
Yeah.
Does it get you off?
No, that doesn't get me off.
Liar.
It's just gross.
Cum in her eyes videos. There's only 11 of those.
That's really disturbing. I can't believe women even do it. They literally peer their eyes back,
man.
and the guys come right in there. How it doesn't sting, I don't know. I can't even come on my wife's stomach, and
They don't cry. They don't.
No, they take it. I don't know how that happens.
What's electrified videos?
Just like shock and stuff. Guys with cattle prods and whatnot, just shocking chicks.
No big deal, right?
Yeah, it's pretty wacky.
What's freckled?
Oh, girls with freckles.
Wow.
It's common.
Oh, that's so boring.
That's so boring. Gyno exam I got. Grandma and grandpa videos.
Yeah, there's a lot of that.
That's just old people.
There's a real creepy grandpa fetish going on right now where the guy is extremely old.
Yeah.
And the girl is extremely young.
Oh.
Like they really widen
At
the gap.
least they look that young.
I think I might have some interest in that. Let's see. Incest videos. Simulated incest.
Yeah, they
of
put
course.
simulated in parentheses.
Right.
Well, we were listening to the mom and son thing yesterday.
The mom and son one. Hey, did anybody write in on the email on that, I wonder? About mom and son videos? Was that a big crowd pleaser yesterday, or were people just thoroughly disgusted by that?
I think somebody said they're going into therapy over it.
Let's see. Howard, please finish the Will Smith clips. After hearing Jesse James stuff, I'm ready for some more dissection of the most arrogant guy on the planet. Oh, okay. I got a couple of more Will Smith.
That's right. We still have Will Smith and Jada Smith video.
Yeah. Well, okay. Let me see if there's anything about that porn from yesterday, though.
The mom and son.
All right, I'll get to Will Smith on today's show. I got to wrap up a lot of loose ends today before we end.
What was the mom and son called?
Son comes in mom.
Oh, God.
Now, you remember that.
Don't come. She didn't want him to come in her.
Let's see. Oh, this is help for your BlackBerry, Robin. Tell Robin to put hand sanitizer on a paper towel and then rub it over the trackball on your BlackBerry. It seems to loosen any dirt or lint in the ball socket.
Yeah, something happened because all of a sudden it works again.
Robin, I will accept oral or hand release as payment for this advice.
Okay.
So you need to jerk this guy off.
Put that on account.
No more Bobo. A lot of no more. Please leave the Skype alone and just cancel Bobo. What a douchebag. Bobo has the most annoying voice, lacks original thought, and he's just a goddamn bore. That's why he sucks. Stop picking up on him. He is not funny and not fun. No more Bobo. His sick questions about Beth are tired and not funny. Gee, I don't think Bobo's that bad, do you?
I do find it a little creepy.
Here. Sal's porn choices are scary. Please stop with the mother-son porn. It's totally making me sick. Sal is a very sick bastard, and I bet he secretly loves it.
No.
Don't you do?
Well, you said you could look at it as long as you say to yourself they're actors.
You killed the volume.
I was trying to eat my lunch while listening to the replay, and you played the mommy fantasy porn clip, and I had to toss the food in the garbage. This is so far beyond creepy and disgusting that it's affected me to the point where I can't work for 6 months and now need therapy to get out of my head.
I know. I think
What a
that
pussy.
must be a city worker.
I found it really funny, quite frankly.
It's hilarious.
It was great. I liked it. I don't like it sexually.
I wonder if they write or let the actors ad-lib.
The girl is
Now that has
hot.
to be written.
Is she?
She's smoking hot.
The one who plays the mom.
Yeah. Really sexy. Smoking, Howard.
I thought she was a pretty good actress.
Beautiful nipples.
Where is that?
GP1 in orange on the bottom.
Okay. I don't know. I thought she was pretty good at it.
When mommy says to do something, you need to do it. If I say do that homework, you need to get it done, little man. Not on your own terms, on mommy's terms.
Right.
Like right now, you need to pull your little pecker.
She is so much like my own mother. My mother was like, everything on my terms. I
Now,
mean,
would you have had an erection while this was going on?
I still have one.
I like seeing your little pecker, little man. It's growing every day and getting bigger. You're making mommy very proud. Let's work on getting that little pecker hard, okay?
Hey, this could be Sandra Bullock in 10 years.
Oh, with Louis Bardot.
Yeah, Louis Bardot. Wonder what's going to happen with little Louis. Is Sandra Bullock going to allow Jesse James to take his rightful place as father? He is on the adoption papers.
Is he? Because I thought after this whole thing blew up, she decided to adopt on her own.
No, she had already adopted young Louis and hadn't gone to the press with it yet.
Is it finalized right away, or
I don't know.
does it take like a year before everything's in cement?
And with those two, it should take a year. So I don't know what's going to be with that.
I don't think she wants any part of him being the dad.
You don't think he'd be a good influence on little Louis?
No.
I think he would.
I think there's more pictures that are going to surface.
Beth every once in a while says to me, we should, because she knows I don't want kids, but then she'll go, we should adopt a young black baby.
Oh, stop it.
Yeah. And I
think you should.
I think it'd be great for the show.
I think
I could bring him in.
Oh, my God.
Who's going to give me a black baby, though? I'd have to go to one of those foreign countries. You know what I mean?
Yeah, where, they don't have radio or television.
Yeah, because for some reason...
And you have to go in secret, because as soon as anybody found out you were trying to do this, they'd stop it.
I mean, I could, if I really wanted a black baby, I could go to an adoption agency. Hey, look, and first they'd say, hey, Howard Stern, get the fuck out of here. And I said, wait a second. I raised 3 kids. They turned out to be good kids.
Yeah.
You can't fucking say I'm a bad father. I mean, I provide.
I think it would be like that fake David Letterman call.
Right.
Oh, yeah. When he calls the adoption agency?
Yes, I think that people would be like that. What?
I should play that one. That's so good. Where is that?
I have it.
You do?
Sure.
Play that.
Here we go.
That's a good one.
Hello, agency.
Hello. Is this the adoption agency?
This is the adoption agency. Can I help you?
Hi. You know who this is?
No.
My name is Dave Letterman. I have a TV show here in New York City.
Oh, I know you.
Yeah. Are you a fan of me?
Oh, yeah, definitely.
This is a personal, private call. I just want this to be kept discreet if we could.
Absolutely. Every call I have is confidential.
All right, very good. I just want to let you know we want to adopt a black child. And
oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, I specialize.
Let me ask you something. Now, how long does the process take?
With an African American placement, it is a lot faster than normal.
Well, now I prefer a light-skinned black, as close to white as possible. Sort of like Paul Abdulish.
There is more than one kind of African American child.
All right. Now, are the light-skinned blacks, are they less rambunctious?
What does that mean?
Are they rowdy?
No, it all depends on how you raise them.
Let me ask you this, can I return him after my ratings go up? Because, once these guys get older, I hear they can get pretty dangerous.
What are you talking about? No.
Because I don't want my girlfriend to get in trouble or anything like that.
I don't understand.
Now, will I be insured in case things go missing from my house? You know, like a TV or a boombox.
Well, what are you talking about?
I'm just. And can these kids play basketball yet? I'm sorry. These are new. These are new children. I don't want my girlfriend to get raped. You know what I'm saying?
No, I don't know what you're saying.
Do you guys give out coupons with the child? You know, like for grape juice and spare ribs, that kind of thing?
You got to be kidding me.
No, it's not. No, I'm very serious.
These are newborn babies, bundles of joy that you parent from day one.
As far as feeding him, can I put a watermelon through a juicer?
What?
When is she going to hang up on him?
Do you conduct tests on the kids too? Because I don't want a gay one.
This is a totally inappropriate conversation, and I'm going to
I've had a few drinks. I'm sorry.
You had a few drinks? It's only 1:30 in the afternoon.
Well, you know, I love Sinbad. Can I get one that looks like him?
What the hell are you talking about?
I'm really a very loving person. I didn't mean to upset or offend anybody.
If you wind up becoming a parent of an African-American child, I sure hope you don't joke like that.
Do they come with a cage?
This is a totally inappropriate conversation, and if you're serious, come in and file
hang
an
up on him.
Well, I need a playmate for Paul Schaefer.
You know what, Mr. Letterman? Thanks for wasting my time.
No, I mean, does the agency provide me with separate dining facilities for my black son?
Get the hell off my phone.
Do you douche with coconut juice?
Fuck off.
Hello?
Do you douche with coconut
You
juice?
racist.
She's very racist. How many racist statements do you have to make before somebody hangs up on you?
She hung in there way longer than I could have imagined.
She's very lovely. Because even about halfway through, she goes, you know, if you do end up being a parent to an African American.
She was still willing to accept an application.
There's a lot of them out there, you know.
A lot of black kids who need help. I think he means black kids.
Yeah, there's a shitload right in New York City. You could adopt a few of them here.
Well, thank you, Sal. You know what? Any conversation with you goes horribly wrong.
Yeah, I stay away from the black
we were
subject.
kind of having fun with you, and then now you sound like you're a fucking maniac.
No, the truth is that you don't have to go to Guatemala or Ethiopia to
all
adopt.
You know what? Thank you very much. Thank you.
Get a few off the streets
Bye.
here.
There we go. All right, thank you.
Okay, you're welcome.
Get a few of them off the streets.
Well,
Those
it's
people, whatever you
it's
say.
as if the people he sees walking around are up for adoption.
How does he turn off every conversation? How do we have to usher him out of the room?
That's
so
his
it doesn't,
gift.
Yeah, it's his gift.
It really is.
And then his explanations are great. No, I didn't mean to offend anyone.
You don't have to go to Ethiopia or Guatemala.
Well, you could certainly tell why he was the excellent author of that phone call. I mean, a lot of those thoughts just came right to him.
What's this fucked up porn that you're into?
I'm not into any fucked up porn. I work for the Howard Stern Show. It's called Good Audio. That's all I do is I provide good audio.
You're not
Somebody
into
out
that
there-
granny porn?
A little bit.
That's not fucked up?
No. Why, grannies can't get fucked too? Do you like getting laid?
Yeah, but not by
so an
grannies.
old lady can't get laid. Oh, it's because she's old. Because Mother Nature has taken her toll on her tits and twat. She doesn't have the right to get laid. Come on, everybody has the right to get laid. Your grandmother doesn't deserve to get a little cock in her pussy?
Oh, God, come on, dude.
What? What's the matter with that? Your grandmother can't take a load on her face, suck a mean dick, lick some balls, eat some ass? Your grandmother can't do that because she's old?
What other kind of porn are you into?
Piss porn. Piss porn is fun. All different, women fully clothed, piss porn. Oh, there's a new one. There's a new good porn. It's German windshield porn. It's really good. Where the guy sits inside the car, and the lady comes out, and she stands on the windshield and pisses all over it. And the guy turns on the windshield wipers, and there's piss flying everywhere from the windshield wipers, and it's gushing out, bouncing back from the window. But it's funny. That's more funny. Mixing it up. A little pee porn, a little old lady porn. A little bit of this, a little bit of that. That's what makes the world go round.
Not hurting anyone?
Not hurting anyone, except for my cock, no. But the majority of the reasons why I watch these porns is to put them on the show. Like that mother and son porn. That's great audio. That's great content. Hearing a mother say, son, fuck my pantyhose and stuff like that, or don't get me pregnant, then you'll have a brother and a son. It's wacky, it's stupid. You can't write this shit. Porn is good. Porn is what makes America go around. If Bill Clinton and Tiger Woods and Jesse James would have jacked off to some good old-fashioned old lady pussy slapping pee porn, they wouldn't be in trouble right now. Porn is your best friend. Take advantage of porn. It's all good. We're wasting our time with Little League and everything else with these kids. Give them porn. Just break them in early. Everybody should get involved in porn.
It's a wonderful thing. When my kids turn 18, I'm going to mount webcams in their rooms, and we're going to have my son fucks hot chicks at school.com. Wait, that's really wrong. I'm going overboard here. But you know what I mean. Everybody likes porn. Even women who say they don't like porn, they like porn. How can you not like porn? You're married to an old, fat, schleppy, sweaty, hairy pile of wet shit, and you don't want to see some nice young stud with a raging hard-on come into the room and fuck a chick? Sure, you're going to get off on it. You won't admit it, but it's in the back of your head. Take those feelings, bring them forward, man. That's what porn's all about. It's about making you feel good, and it's safe and it's healthy. Look at me. I'm safe and healthy. I think. Have to see a urologist today, but aside from that, I'm good. All right, we're done. Take care, enjoy your porn, and share your porn ideas with me at horsetoothjackass.com. Bye, kids.
Great. How are you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. So,
Jack, you gonna trip over
I'm
some
good.
of Rosie's fecal matter. It's a huge pile. You're gonna.
I'm a pro, man.
Okay.
So, what's new?
You know, come out to New York, talk to Howard, and plug some crap and have a good time. Oh, and I have AIDS.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah. Other than that, you know, same old, same old.
Awesome, man. All right, so we'll see you in a little bit.
Adam Carolla is here. I just saw him at Jimmy Kimmel's party, where we didn't say a word to each other. Hey, Adam. You look good, man. I'll tell you what, since you got off that morning radio, you look 10 years younger.
Oh, God. Hi, Robin.
Hi there. How are you?
Robin.
Yes.
I was going to say 10 years younger, but 10 times more fuckable.
Oh.
Look at you.
Oh,
She
yeah.
is
Why,
hot.
thank you.
Yeah.
Oh, well, the flattery will get you everywhere.
Yes. Living off a jicama agrees with you, Robin.
There you go. Everybody should try it.
How old are you now? Are you coloring your hair?
No.
I mean, honestly, it's jet black. I mean, I've never
I think
seen
he colored even his eyebrows.
Yeah. Are you coloring your hair? Be honest.
First off, do I lie? You say be honest,
I
like
don't
I
know.
just come in here weaving yarns like I'm David Hasselhoff.
No, that is the blackest hair I've ever seen. I mean, it really
I could
is.
show you blacker on my own body if you'd like. No, it's not. You want to? I have gray around.
He does
No,
have
I see
gray
the
at
gray.
the temples.
In
Yeah.
there?
I thought you were coloring the top, maybe.
No.
No?
I'm 46.
Boy, you look good.
Well, you
Those
look good.
eyebrows are awfully dark, don't you think?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Most guys, like, I don't dye my hair. I have some gray, but I still have some dark hair. I never saw a guy 46 beside myself that had such dark hair. It's very unusual, that's all.
Well, Jimmy puts my eyebrows on with a magic marker every morning, so I can't take credit for that.
You know, it's a funny thing with us. We kept missing each other on the phone. Adam calls me, I call him back. And Adam doesn't know how to work his cell phone. So you call his house, and he's always out doing some errands or something.
Right.
Sometimes I get his wife on the phone, but rarely. I usually get their message. The Corollas are out. And
Leave a message. We'll never get back.
I call him back, and I miss him. Then he calls me back. And so he's been calling me for the last couple of weeks. I've been calling him back. And he says, we got to talk. Let's have dinner. Let's have dinner.
Mm-hmm.
He even tried to, he wanted to have dinner while you were out there.
Yeah.
Right.
So I invited him to dinner while we're out there with Jimmy. He was doing some commercial or something, so he's busy. Okay. I finally see him at this party, at Jimmy Kimmel's party. I go, hey, Adam, how you doing? Oh, I'm doing all right. How are you doing? I'm doing okay. And then
that's me.
And that was the whole conversation.
That was it?
Well, I said, it's weird. Adam keeps calling me to talk. I finally see him at Jimmy's party. All we do is have time at Jimmy's party. And the guy doesn't say a word to me.
Well.
So then
yeah.
I get home from the party. Day later.
You're in New York again.
I'm back in New York. Phone rings. I listen. I wasn't there to get it. It's on the answering machine. This is Adam.
We gotta talk.
I gotta talk to you. I go. What the hell is with this guy? I was at
He must be crazy.
I was at Jimmy's party for 5 hours, maybe more. Standing there with him.
Listen, first off, I can't talk to him when he's rolling on E. I mean, he was out of control. Secondly, you have to. It's like a bakery where you just take a number to lick his ass at those things. I
It
mean,
wasn't
you gotta
like
get
that at
behind
all.
Stamos and all the other
Demi Moore.
And
sycophants.
I heard Stamos didn't leave his side.
No, Stamos. If Adam wanted to have a meeting with me, it would have to be with Stamos.
John.
Well, it's like first you got to blow Stamos, and then maybe you can talk to Howard. That's how
Stamos
it
is a
works.
funny, and you know what he does, Stamos? While someone's talking to him, he makes fun of them. Like if Adam was talking to me, he'd go,
Right.
"Oh, look at this guy," and you can hear him, and you can hear him.
Right, he can hear the people he's talking about can hear him.
Plus, Stamos is so goddamn good-looking that you just don't want to sidle up to the guy because you just look like someone took a big pile of hippo flop and just pushed it right next to him. Like whoever it is, you look ugly standing next to him.
You are so right. That party gave me an inferiority complex. Jimmy's girlfriend was running around with a camera. She took I don't know how many pictures. In every picture, I'm standing next to Stamos, Ashton Kutcher, and that David Arquette.
Oh, dear.
And I said to Jimmy, can you destroy all the pictures from this fucking night?
Well,
because I look, like as you say, hippo shit. I look like hippo shit.
Isn't it weird, though? It's funny, though, after about, you see, like someone gives you the pictures and you go, that's a shitty picture of me. I don't look good in that light. No, I don't look right in that light. At a certain point, maybe you're just not good looking.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
accepted.
Like, how many times you done that thing where someone, like, did a photo shoot of you and they hand you a proof sheet with 185 pictures and you get the jeweler's loop out and you're like, I look like shit in that one. No, I look like an asshole. No, I look retarded there. No, that one. No, I got double chin there. At a certain point, maybe you don't look good. Because I don't
Maybe
think
that's
Stamos
you.
has a whole bunch of shitty pictures of himself.
Nobody has. Yeah, all Stamos has is pictures.
Yeah.
But you know, it's funny too because the other day we're here at Sirius. Scott Greenstein graciously says to me, "You know, I play chess. 3 of the world's greatest chess players are coming up here. Magnus Carlsen, the 2 other guys.
Kasparov.
2 other black guys.
And Karpov.
Kasparov and Karpov.
Right.
Great. I mean, legendary in the chess world. So he said, "Hey, come on by and come in the meeting and say hello." I go in. They take a picture of us. And I don't hear anything about the picture. The other day, Scott Greenstein comes to my office with 2 blown-up photographs of me and the chess
Oh,
champions.
he blew him up.
Now, I don't know if you've ever seen chess champions. They're not the best-looking people. They're really out of shape.
These are people who
old.
should not be blown up.
Yeah, and they look like, what, they should look like they should be hiding in a chess tournament somewhere. Guys who go into chess don't get the girls. So he gives me these 2 copies of this one picture. And I'm excited for once in my life. I'm going to take this picture, this frame, take it home, and hang it up in my office because this means something to me.
Sure.
I open up this picture.
You didn't open it up in front of Scott.
No. You think these chess champions are ugly.
Oh, stop.
I look like I should be champion of the world.
Stop.
I mean, you've never seen a picture of me that is worse, Adam.
Oh, no.
I am telling you, and now I don't know. You know what I'm doing? I'm putting it in a warehouse. I don't want to get rid of it, but I can't stand to look at the picture because I look horrible.
It's just a warehouse just dedicated to shitty pictures of you. And it's 250,000 square feet, and it's brimming with bad pictures. But here's the problem.
I love your idea. I could start a museum of me and all the bad pictures of me next to good-looking celebrities.
I'll tell you part of the problem with you and with me. We're tall.
Yeah.
And whenever the person who's taking the picture is a foot shorter than you,
right,
and you're doing that thing where you're rolled over like Quasimodo, you're always hunched over and rolled over, and your big gangly arms are hanging out, and the angle is up your nose, and you have 3 chins and 5 nostrils.
Yeah, how tall are you?
I'm 6'2".
You're right.
And so what it is you need a guy to get up on an A-frame ladder and shoot down at you.
You think that's a joke? Do you know here we take a picture with every guest? I'm in the picture. And I hate every picture. Finally, Jason, who takes the picture, says, "You know what the problem is? You're too tall."
Right.
So now he says, "You're always hunched over." He says, "From now on, I'm going to tell the guest, stand up straight." But that's really to you. Stand up straight. I said, "Yeah, don't tell me. I'll be embarrassed." So he says something every time we take a picture with someone 2 feet tall. Stand up straight.
Yeah.
And I stand up straight, and now he stands on a box.
Yeah. I've seen pictures of me. I look like a big, ugly prayer shawl draped over 2 good-looking blondes. It's
like a praying
weird look.
mantis.
Yeah. It's just you look like you're all nostril and arm and chin. And by the way, even if you don't have a double chin, if a guy's shooting up at you at a 45-degree angle, it just looks like you have a big, fat chin.
I know. What's going on with the podcast? I got a million questions to ask you about
Sure.
that. Now, you were at CBS Radio.
Right.
We all know that.
Sure.
You replaced us in L.A.
Yes.
And you know I was a big fan and proponent of you being on the air there. I always was talking you up and this and that. And it looked like things were going well.
Howard told me he wanted everyone who replaced him to die, and me, he just wanted to fail. And I took that as a huge compliment.
That was being behind
That's
you.
right.
Yeah.
That's right. You know, I never wished you death.
No, just horrible failure.
No, but seriously, I was excited for you, and I think you're a talented guy, and you were doing okay in the ratings, right? Everything was looking up.
Yeah, we got bonuses in L.A. for ratings, and we got bonuses in Vegas and Oregon and, Seattle and all that crap. So we did pretty good.
It folded up, though.
Yeah, they just pulled the plug and flipped the whole station.
So now you decided to go do a podcast. Mm-hmm. And we should point out, I said to Robin this morning, I said, I got to talk to Adam about this. I mean, I think eventually podcasts will come into their own when people have more access to them. Mm-hmm. But right now, you can't make a dime with this thing, right?
No, you can.
You can make some money.
No, a dime.
A dime.
I mean, you're right. I just mean a dime. I thought you knew. Did you have that on the paper?
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah, it says right here, 10 cents.
Yeah, that's what I made.
Seinfeld has made $2.7 billion, and you've made 10 cents.
I made 10 cents, yeah.
It's crazy. What do you do with the dime? Do you split it with everyone?
We have it in a warehouse next to my ugly pictures in a lucite box.
But I'm worried that, I understand you brought your old crew with you.
Right.
So I guess you're paying them out of your pocket.
Yes.
And you also had, in order to start the podcast, you had to put up $8,000 at first, and now that's mushroomed into $100,000 of your own money.
Well, the bandwidth, the bandwidth is $10,000 plus a month.
Really?
Now, bandwidth. In other words, don't you record this into a tape recorder and then just post it up onto the web?
Yeah, but each download costs you a certain amount of bandwidth.
And you offer the podcast for free.
Yeah.
So this is every time someone listens to you, you shudder because it would actually be more cost effective if people wouldn't get the podcast.
Well, that's why I come on the show. Yeah. I'm asking your listeners and anyone within the sound of my voice, listen, I have kids to feed. Please stop listening to the podcast.
You're telling me if everyone on my show goes and downloads your podcast today, you'll be bankrupt.
Yes. Yes. They'll take my house and my kids. Yeah.
Now, you were making good money at CBS Radio. Mm-hmm. Radio was paying off.
Yeah.
Someone told me the last year you were at CBS, you made $1.8 million. Is that true?
Yes.
That is true.
Yeah.
And you readily admit that.
Didn't I just readily admit it?
And it's a lot of money.
You're so used to arguing with people, Howard. You go, like when you go, listen, tell the truth. Did you just shit up the entry hall bathroom? Yes, I did. Don't lie to me. Yes.
So you are making a hefty amount of money. Mm-hmm. That's big money.
Well, not for you, but for me. Yeah.
I think for anyone in radio, $1.8 million is a lot of money.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Yeah.
And so things were going well, and now you've got to dip into your own pocket in order to get this podcast. Do you think you will see a profit on this thing, and how are you going to make a profit on this thing?
Here's how we do it.
Okay.
It's the same model, basically, as terrestrial radio. You get listeners, you get advertisers, you make money from advertisers.
Right.
You do a couple of live reads, and it's the exact same model.
Right.
But like what you guys are doing, you can say whatever you want. There's no FCC interference.
Right.
There's no boss. There's no program director. There's none of that. So it's got a lot of this, what you're doing, elements of this in it.
Right.
The other part of it is something that's going on now that's probably different than 10 years ago. As far as the model goes, you get an audience, and you get a real dedicated audience.
Right.
Like So when your wife comes out with a book, it goes to #1. And when I'm going to go to Chicago or go to the El Portal Theater in North Hollywood and do a live show, fans come out. So you use it as sort of a vehicle to alert your fans and mobilize your fans, get them to buy your book, get them to show up at your events, and so on and so forth. But, yeah, you can sell advertising.
So how many people now are listening to the podcast on a daily basis? Can you tell how many people are listening?
Yeah. We have like 2.5 million downloads a week.
Wow. So that's a lot of people.
And do you do something every day?
Yeah.
Okay.
And
yeah,
how do
we
you
do a daily show.
Do you get phone calls?
Yeah, we take phone calls. But, again, we only do about a 90-minute podcast. It doesn't need to be the 4-hour window that morning radio is.
Right.
Because people aren't coming and going. They're listening to it sort of soup to nuts, as they say. They're just downloading it and they're listening to the whole thing.
Right.
And then when it hits cars, and it's going to hit cars soon enough, not satellite, sorry, that's already in cars, but when the Wi-Fi and all that crap gets to cars, then it's going to be, that much more
audience.
That should
be I think that'll be a big thing. That'll change the way people use a podcast.
Yeah. It's coming. I mean, I don't think it's there yet, but I mean, I guess in a way it's a lot like this business. You know, wherever satellite was when Snoop Dogg was falling through roofs and B.B. King was falling through roofs,
right.
and
Those commercials.
whenever that initial thing happened 10 years ago, it's there.
Now that you're a podcaster, are you still, this is the important question, I guess, and it's probably on everyone's mind, are you still eligible for the Radio Hall of Fame? Will you be nominated, do you think?
Where is that, by the way?
In Chicago. People don't appreciate that.
Or was it Cleveland? I don't even remember.
I think it's Chicago, and it's in a guy's basement. And I think
You're right, I think.
I think the federales are coming in for him. They're looking for him. All right, so right now, your fans can find you on the podcast.
Sure.
And also, there was a sitcom going on somewhere, wasn't there? Now, what happened with this?
Not picked up.
This is terrible.
It is.
And what
It
happened
is
to your
when-
movie Hammer? You put up $500,000 of your own money.
Yeah.
Hammer. Did you make that money back?
The investors made their money back.
You did not.
No.
Weren't you an investor?
Technically, yes, but they all got paid before I got paid.
Adam, I don't like the way this is sounding from a business model.
No.
I'm very worried about you.
Well, as long as I can shoot one failed pilot a year, I think I can stay afloat.
Is that how it works?
That's how it works.
So when you shoot these pilots for NBC, or was it NBC? I think it was
This
NBC.
time,
This
yeah.
time it was NBC.
Yeah.
They pay you regardless of whether they put it on the air.
Right.
That's how it works.
Sure.
So that's what you mean by as long
Yeah.
as I shoot a failed pilot every season.
Yeah.
Okay. And so you wrote this yourself?
I wrote it with a guy named Kevin Hinch, who I wrote The Hammer with.
Right. And so what happened? Why wasn't it on the air? People like you. You're funny. You have a high profile. You did Dancing with the Stars. You had your own radio show. Why wouldn't they put this sitcom on?
Well, I used the N-word a couple of times,
Yeah,
just
that'll
in the
do it.
act one.
And they got nervous.
They got nervous. You know how the pucker factor with the studios and the executives. No, I'll tell you something I didn't realize about pilots. I
Okay.
thought Jimmy and I were always doing the Man Show, Crank Anchors. I was doing radio, Loveline, so on and so forth.
Right.
I didn't have much experience in the pilot world, and I just assumed. Look, you either do a good pilot, you get on the air. You do a shitty pilot, you don't get on the air.
Simple.
But I'm looking at Accidentally on Purpose or Gary Unmarried or whatever, and I say, okay, the bar's not too. I'm funnier than the New Adventures of Old Christine.
Absolutely.
So all I have to do is be funnier
You're
than
one of the
new...
funniest guys I know.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, you
Thanks.
are. You're hysterical.
So all I have to do is be funnier than the New Adventures of Old Christine, and I get on the air.
It doesn't seem that hard.
No,
Right.
it didn't. No, it did not.
Right.
So it doesn't work that way.
Do you think you're likable? I think you're likable. I like
Yeah,
seeing you.
It's weird. Well,
Do they ever tell you why it didn't work?
Yeah, where's the focus group
Yeah.
on you?
They do. They do focus. They do focus grouping. The first one. It's horrible.
What was the first pilot you did?
First one I did was CBS. Everyone loved it, and they said it's getting on the air.
Right.
It's time. When we were done taping it, I told the executives, "Wow, that was a long day," and they said, "Be prepared for a lot more of these long days." I didn't know it'd be masturbating at home. I thought they meant here. But Les Moonves saw it, didn't like it.
Didn't
that was
like
that.
it. What was
That
the
that.
what was the premise of that one?
The same old crap. I'm a husband. I'm, just at home. I got a stepson and a son and
So all the
whatever.
executives said to you would be great. Did they do a focus group? Did they?
Yeah.
They show it to people. What were the comments?
Yeah, that one that tested well. Everyone liked it. Everything was fine. Les Moonves
Les
didn't
didn't
like
like
it.
it.
No, and that was it. And they
He loves to
argued with
break-
him for a while.
He loves to break people's dreams in half. That Les, doesn't he?
In half?
Yeah.
Wow, that'd be a nice upgrade. Might have been crushed into a million pieces.
So after you did the failed pilot for CBS, did they ask you to do another failed pilot?
They just call it the. They call it the pilot, by the way. They don't call it the failed pilot.
Right.
But, at least at the beginning.
Because we should explain to people.
Although
that-
the working title should be the failed pilot.
We should
If I
explain-
do another one, that'll be my working
Why not?
title.
Yeah, that's funny.
Yeah.
Why should we should explain to people that, from what I understand, I don't understand this world that much, but if a television company signs you up, they say, look, it's like a holding thing.
Right.
They give you, I don't know, $500,000, and they say, listen, don't go make any pilots for anyone else. Make them for us.
Right.
And we get a first look. So you could literally get paid $500,000 and never see the light of day with your pilot.
God willing, yeah, but they don't do the holding deals like they used to do.
They
The holding
stopped that,
deals.
right.
It's more like here's a couple of bucks for writing the script. Here's a couple of bucks for shooting the pilot, and don't let the door hit you on the way out.
Right,
Is
they got
basically how it
smart.
goes.
They got
yeah, they
smart
got
about it,
smart.
right.
And the second one was good too. It's just
what was that about?
Same old crap, divorced dad, whatever, wife, daughter.
Maybe you shouldn't be a divorced dad.
Yeah.
anymore.
Well, I'll tell you what it is.
Yeah.
They make 10 comedy. When I was at CBS,
Right.
they made 10 comedy pilots, and they picked up one. They picked up the Jen Elfman pilot.
So CBS, right? They don't pick up as many.
No.
So they're a little more selective because of reality television. They have a lot more to choose from. So CBS, you failed on the first pilot. But CBS signed you up to do a second pilot. They said, you've got something.
No, NBC said I got something.
NBC figured you had something.
Right.
So that was the second pilot.
Now they know I don't have anything.
Now they know. So
now
the jig is up.
Now Fox, no. There's still ABC and Fox who don't know I don't have anything.
Now, have you signed a failed pilot deal with ABC?
We're working on a very lucrative failed pilot deal with Fox. I don't want to jinx it.
Right. So right now you don't have a pilot deal.
No, there's just more talk. I mean, the thing about TV is you're allowed to fail, and you're allowed to keep failing for long periods of time, God willing. So they don't go, hey, that guy did a shitty pilot for NBC, and that guy did a shitty pilot for CBS. They go, hey, that guy's freed up from doing his shitty pilots. We can have him do a shitty pilot on our network.
Would you ever consider releasing your failed pilots on your podcast? In other words, we'll have like a video cast. We'd be able to see these failed pilots. I would like to see them.
Maybe just go ahead and make the shows.
Right.
I'd have no problem with that, but I don't think you can do it legally. Like they own it for a year. Well, they spend millions of dollars on these things.
Sure.
I was just saying to someone the other day, look, instead of spending a couple $1 million a pop on these pilots that never see the light of day, and it's like, Matthew Broderick shot one when I was shooting mine that was like Lorne Michaels was the executive producer, and it's like, where's the Broderick pilot? Didn't make it.
Wow.
It's insane.
You could almost take all these pilots and make your own network of failed pilots.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And so instead of doing
crazy
$2 million a pop pilots that never see the light of day, I'd say, look, here's $15,000. Do a 3-minute short. Let me see what you got.
Right.
Do it animated. Do a flip cards. Do whatever you got to do. Use foam core. I don't care. Let me see what you got. I wouldn't do the whole 30-minute pilot.
Are you getting better?
No, I've always been better.
You have always been better.
Yeah, I'm not getting better.
You're not getting better.
No.
But seriously, are you starting to get frustrated with this business? Shouldn't you be a bigger star than you are? I certainly think you should be.
Do you?
Yes, I do.
You know what?
And then I had read, like, at one point you were doing some car show. They were bringing it over from England, and you were going to be the American host. And I mean, this is terrible what's going on with you. What happened to that show?
Well, no, that show, if you want to talk about, you want to talk about, there's getting screwed.
Right.
And then there's dry anal rape. And so
you had dry anal rape.
So dig this. I did the Top Gear pilot for ABC.
Top Gear is a big show in England. I've always heard about Top Gear.
Was the lead guy in the Top Gear pilot.
Okay.
For ABC.
Right.
That was about 2-3 years ago, right when Knight Rider, the renaissance of Knight Rider.
Bringing that back
when
too.
that turd came back, and that flamed out.
Right.
And then all, Detroit was heading down to Congress in their Lear jets with their pockets pulled out.
Right.
So that was right about the time they were looking at this pilot, and they said, no fucking way are we putting on a car show in this climate. So they pulled the plug on the Top Gear pilot.
Okay.
So we did the pilot, but never got on.
Right.
Then I did the CBS pilot, it failed pilot.
Right.
Then when I was shooting the NBC pilot just a few months ago, they said, hey, the Discovery Channel has picked up the Top Gear pilot, and they want you to star in it.
Wow.
And I said, I can't. I'm filming another failed pilot for NBC.
And
they
were
said,
tied up.
Yeah, but we have a pickup. We're doing 10 episodes, and you're the star of it. And I said, I can't. I have a contract with NBC. So basically, the day I heard they wanted me to go do the Top Gear pilot, a day later, I heard the NBC pilot, or the series Top Gear. So I only lost the series. I also lost the pilot as well.
But why don't you go now and do the Top Gear?
They had to start with somebody else.
They started without me.
Oh, they started without you. This is terrible.
Yeah.
Hey, your timing is off.
Yeah,
they went
really
with Rip Taylor. It was really
No,
sad.
come on.
He knows a lot about cars.
Rip Wheels Taylor. Yeah, no,
So
I'm
that's
not
why-
bitter. I'm
you're
not
not.
bitter. No, you want to know why?
Does Jimmy give you advice? I mean, he's now a host of a network television show. What does he say to do?
Well, as you know, he's a great insultant.
Yeah,
and
not a consultant, an insultant. Yeah, yeah. Jimmy must have been drunk or something because when we were at the party, Adam comes over and goes, "I want to sit in on the show. I'm going to stay the whole show." And Jimmy goes, "Let me think about it, and I'll let you know. I'll talk it over with Howard, and we'll see if we'll let you stay on the show."
No, Jimmy's wildly successful, and I'm very happy about it. You know, I'm not.
Were
I'm
you
not
upset
bitter or anything.
when? I mean, you're Jimmy's best friend. I think.
Sure.
I'm saying you're his best
Yeah,
friend.
I'll
Although
go
with all
for
these
that.
failed pilots, I heard he wants to dump you. But I think he's your best friend.
Sure.
Do you ever worry that I'm slowly becoming his best friend?
No.
Is that why you wanted to talk to him?
Is that what you want to? You want to fight over Jimmy? I'll give you Jimmy if you want.
No, because you are Jimmy's celebrity. You know,
Crush.
we're like a couple.
Right.
And for him, you were at the top of his list always.
Right.
I mean, we went out together and bought private parts at some bookstore that was like 20 miles out of town in 1995 or 4, whenever
Right.
it came out. So I've always known he was your celebrity crush.
Right.
Now, I mean, hanging out in Aruba for 2 weeks is getting a little obnoxious. But, I thought you guys would just do it once in an elevator and that'd be the end of that.
Right.
But no, I know he's such a massive fan of yours. I got to give him
You
that.
know Jimmy better than anyone. And then what I was going to
Sure.
ask you, did you know all along that Jimmy and Sarah Silverman were doomed as a couple? Did you know, and I mean, we never got to talk about it, but now that it's all over, did
Right.
you have this feeling that they would be finished?
No, I initially had the feeling they'd be finished because I was like, wow, I thought she was crazy and she's a comedian and
Right.
she's neurotic and this is never going to work. And, Jimmy hates Jews. I mean, it's no news. Everyone knows
Everyone
that.
knows. You're not saying anything else.
And so how's this going to work? And then at a certain point, like a couple years in, I was like, wow, she's the nicest person on the planet. I can't
Right.
believe how sane and nice she is.
So when they broke up, were you vested in their relationship? Did you feel odd about it? Did you feel funny? Did you feel a loss?
No.
No.
No, I'll tell you why, and I don't know, maybe you've adopted this. You realize that I have this philosophy in life, which is if it doesn't make you money or it doesn't make you happy, shut the fuck up.
Right.
Just stay out of it.
Right.
That so many times, where you gossip, he said, she said. You've probably not gotten one of Jimmy's very scary vitriolic emails at 4 a.m, but they can be brutal. I don't know if you know, but the man can articulate himself quite clearly,
Right.
especially on a keyboard.
Why were you the victim of these vicious attacks?
No, I wasn't. I
Right.
didn't want to be.
Right.
Like, I didn't want this shit where it's like I said, I ran into Sarah and then talked to Howard, and then Howard said something
Right.
on the air, and then Jimmy heard it and got pissed off. Like,
Yeah.
I've just realized there's no upside to that in
You're
life.
right.
Everyone is so attracted to this thing that gets them nothing.
Right.
Like, I understand where, like, well, if every time I spread a little bit of gossip I got $1,000, then I would do it. But you don't get anything but kicked in the balls.
Right. It
And
doesn't bring
everyone's
you any
pissed off.
happiness.
It doesn't, and if it does, you're a bad person.
Did you like Sarah, though? I mean, did you?
I
you did.
loved Sarah.
So you don't miss her in your life, though. You just that's it. She's probably not friends with you that much anymore because you're with Jimmy.
No, I don't think. I had her on the podcast a couple of weeks ago. I don't feel like she struck up sides or anyone
Good.
struck up sides. I don't think Jimmy.
And you like
cares
Jimmy's new
particularly.
girlfriend, Molly?
Yeah.
Very much more than Sarah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'll like the next one more than Molly. That's how you see. I'm a great diplomat.
Did when Jimmy, and I'll ask you this because
No,
you're so close
I like
to him.
Molly a lot because I knew her from Jimmy's show before I split.
And Molly's not Jewish, so Jimmy probably likes her much better, right?
Oh yeah, he
Yeah,
hates
okay, yeah.
Jews. Yeah, absolutely.
Did Sarah change Jimmy's views on Jews at all, or
She may put a dent in his menorah, but no.
not really? You think it's the same?
Yeah.
Adam Carolla, by the way, you should know this, is a very successful podcaster.
Sure.
He is on the verge of making a lot of money with this thing, as he has explained to you. Once these podcasts get into cars, it's all over.
Sure.
That's going to be the game changer.
He's got a plan.
Yeah.
He is also very close to a pilot. that is going to take off, and he is going to be probably the #1 sitcom star. It's a matter of time.
You can't have all these near misses and not eventually.
Let me say this.
I think you're on the
latch
verge.
on to something.
Your spots, I called you about this, Dancing with the Stars, are hysterical, where you make fun of the various cast members. I feel once these network executives see those, they're going to see how likable you are, and you're going to have a big hit.
I don't know, though. You know what, Howard? That system is hellish. I mean, you know, you used to complain about your old job in terrestrial radio and how you had to Tom Chiasano up and down the hallway and FCC and all that stuff. Network television, primetime network, is that times 100.
Right, very difficult.
It's such a... I mean, when did any art form get better by committee? And this is... Wow, is this a committee? I mean... In the past, you know, on the radio, you have a program director, and once a week you go down the hall and he tells you what you're doing wrong, and you nod your head, and then you walk out and you call him a dickhead, and then you do nothing that he told you to do. I mean, that's how radio works. Television, there's 35 yentas just weighing in. I mean, it's like sitting down with friends of your mom. Like when you remember when you were in college,
and they're all experts.
They're all fucking experts, except for none of them are funny. They all have they have black belts, but it's like Elvis's black belt. Like you're looking across at a fat guy who can barely lift his legs, and you're thinking, you're going to kick my ass. They don't have a sense of humor, but yet somehow they know what's funny. And
they contradict one another, which is even more confusing.
And then another group gets on top of that, and then everything. And then there's a whole other group in New York that you didn't even hear about, and then it's got to go to the focus groups. And so now it's essentially no different. And I'm not an artist, but did anything ever get better? Is there any great work, any concerto, any painting, any poet where 100 fucking friends of your mom just stood there and went, I don't think I like it. Change that. Leonardo, that should be different. No, it's impossible.
I don't think I could have had a career if I had to sit there and run everything by 30 guys. I mean, it just couldn't have happened. I had to make the decisions and go with it. That was it.
It's not even that they're wrong, although they're usually wrong. It's just not what you want to do, and they never factor that part in. The part where you, as the creative voice, want to do this. Not even because it's funnier, just because that's what you want to do,
You're
ultimately.
up against the system. Well, I hope one of these failed pilots makes it onto TV.
I don't know. I am going to, as Sarah Silverman would say, I'm going to say, feh.
What is this? Good for you. What is this thing you're promoting, this Klondike thing? I don't even understand. Everyman Challenge?
Yes.
How did you get involved with this, and what are you talking about?
They called my agent. They offered almost no money. He didn't call them back, and then they offered more money, and then he got another few bucks out of them, and here I am. That's how I got the gig.
What is the Klondike Challenge?
It's sort of these everyman challenges, like pack the car, get the TV remote without getting up off the sofa.
That's funny.
Throw the ping pong ball into the cup, and we went and shot him. We went and did him. Actually, I went and did it with Bobcat Goldthwait directed, and we made these like 2-minute shorts.
How is Bob?
He's fat.
I wonder. He is fat. Is he fatter than ever?
I don't know than ever.
Married?
Yeah.
You know, I like Bob.
He put some weight back on.
Bob hates me.
I love Bob.
Me too.
Why does Bob hate you?
I don't remember why. I know he's angry with me.
It was the Nirvana thing, remember?
Oh, how close were you to Kurt Cobain? Were you an advisor?
Well, like you would admit that?
He looks really upset, though. You can't bring it up with him. I heard that you.
About this.
I heard that you can't talk about it.
It's not I can't talk about it. I don't want to.
How well did you know the guy? Did you get to go over there?
I'm not going to exploit this relationship.
I questioned whether he was. I had him on the air. He was talking about Kurt Cobain.
I only say he's fat, by the way, because Bob was always fat, and then Bob got emaciated.
Yeah, really fat.
Yeah, I remember.
And then he, got back up to his playing weight.
Bob's one of the funniest guys. He doesn't do stand-up, I guess, anymore. He hated it.
Right.
Yeah, he was one of the best, right?
Yeah, Bob's a great guy, but he's a really good director.
Is he?
Yeah, he directed these vignettes.
Why did Jimmy fire him as his director then?
He said...
If he's a good director, why would Jimmy get rid of him?
Jimmy didn't fire him as a director. No.
What happened? I thought Bob was the director.
He thought he was a Jew.
Oh.
And it was a misunderstanding.
And Bob's not even a Jew.
No. No, I don't know what he is.
No, seriously. What happened? Wasn't Bob the director on the Jimmy Kimmel Show?
Yeah, I guess Bob, I mean,
maybe
again,
Bob wanted to do something else. No, I'm serious. I don't know.
No, look. It's all, look, here's the thing about that
You're having
show.
trouble with your diplomatic skills here.
Here's the thing.
You're gossiping.
No, you wanna hang out in that world with Jimmy and Jimmy's show and all those people and the comings and goings. You should be like Sergeant Schultz from Hogan's Heroes. You know nothing.
Why, is there chaos back there?
No. I don't know. That's the whole point. I mean, it sounds weird. I mean, you can ask.
You mean Bob wanted to leave Jimmy's big network show to direct videos for Klondike?
He had a dream.
He got it. So no, Bob was a big comedian.
Yes. No. Here's what I'm saying, and I'm not being evasive, or I'm not trying to avoid anything.
Yeah.
I intentionally keep myself out of the loop when it comes to why this person's not there anymore, or who got fired, or what happened with Jimmy and Sarah.
Right.
I don't want to know, like one of those spy movies. In case Al-Qaeda ever catches me and tries to interrogate me, I don't know anything.
You don't want to get on anyone's bad side. You know, as you say, it doesn't further your career to be of gossiping about Sarah and Jimmy and Bob Goldthwait. But
the best way is to not even know.
But you've talked to Bob, certainly, or Jimmy, and said, what happened?
No.
Bob used to be the director, now he's not here.
I never had that conversation.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Maybe that's why everyone loves you.
No, it's a purity. I don't want to know. It's not that I want to know and then don't tell, because I'll get drunk and tell.
Right.
I just don't want to know. If you don't know anything, they can waterboard you and nothing's coming out.
So Bob, you asked me why he was angry with me, and Robin is the keeper of the gate. I don't even remember these things. I just know that someone doesn't like me. I had him on many times, and he was talking about his close friendship with Kurt Cobain, and Kurt Cobain had just killed himself, and I was like, wow, Bob, you got... Bob, there's something about Bob didn't get the show.
Right.
I said, Bob, you got to go to a celebrity funeral? What was that like? And he goes, hey, man, this isn't funny. This is my good friend. I go, oh, yeah, okay, lighten up. I go, Bob, you weren't that good of friends with Kurt Cobain. Let's be honest. You're just jumping on the bandwagon.
That's what he did.
Yeah, I mean, come on. He did that scream. What was it, Gary?
I need to remind you, Robin's right about that, because then he did it in his HBO special.
Right.
Yeah.
But you got to remember that was Bob's first time back on the show after not talking to us for like 4 years.
Trying to make something...
over some Sam stuff.
Yeah.
Right.
Bob,
we always were on Sam's team. Remember the phone call?
He didn't talk to us for like 3 years, and then we finally convinced him. We were like let bygones be bygones, and then that was literally his first appearance and his last one.
Let me just clarify things. He used to open for Sam Cooke in the 60s when you say the Sam stuff.
Yeah.
No, Bob is you know this, Howard.
But
most comedians are sensitive.
I know.
They're really sensitive dudes at their core.
Right.
Their core, like outwardly, and this is why it gets confusing for guys like us.
Right.
Although you're sensitive at your core as well.
Absolutely.
But we bust people's balls. We make fun of people.
But you're trying to make something. My personal life, I wouldn't say to Bob Goldthwait, gee, Bob, you didn't really know Kurt Cobain. I'm on the air with him. I'm doing an interview. I'm trying to get something funny going.
You're mixing it up.
I'm mixing it up, so to speak.
Right.
Oh, my God. But, I mean, whoa, Mr. Sensitive. Oh, you made fun. They did an HBO special. He's screaming about these guys.
Howard wanted
comedians
me to
are
rake
like...
the dead bones of my friend or something like that.
Up there with, like, OPEC leaders, like OPEC nation leaders in terms of how easily they are to insult and how sensitive they are. And it is bizarre because you tell fart jokes for a living. How fucking sensitive can you be?
I never meant Bob any harm, and of course I knew he was friends with Kurt Cobain. I'm just trying to, get him going.
No, listen, he directed Kurt Cobain in a Klondike commercial in like '93. They got pretty close. It was an everyman challenge.
Yeah.
It was how to get the heroin into a syringe. I think that's what the challenge was. And they hit it off, and then you made fun of him, and it was too soon.
You know what? Let bygones be bygones. I obviously offended him in some way.
Great director, a nice guy, but again,
I think he's
sensitive.
Very sensitive, very funny guy.
Yeah.
All right. Next, we're going to go take Adam's failed pilot and play it for a focus group and see what they have to say.
How is it being back on the show, man?
I love it. I just like sitting and talking.
Really?
I like Howard. I like Robin. I like everything.
Now, he seems to get a lot out of you. What is it about Howard that, stuff just flows out of the guests?
He's like a roofie mixed with sodium pentothal mixed with a laxative. So you take that compote and everything just starts pouring out of you. Every orifice opens and everything just dumps out onto the carpet.
You don't even think twice about what you're saying, right?
No, you think about it, but you do it anyway. That's the beauty. The beauty of Howard is you go, oh man, I shouldn't say this shit. Oh, fuck it, I'll say it anyway.
Cool. So you had a good time today, man?
Always have a good time.
All right. Well, thanks for stopping by.
Sure, my pleasure.
Many years. Congratulations, Howard, for being here, and I am here to promote my new film, Adopted, and it's where I go to Africa to possibly adopt. Oh, here it is. Adopt an African child. Here's my little card right there. It's actually a very funny movie. People are going to like it. And check it out. Thanks for having me.
Yeah. Adam Carolla sitting in this morning.
Yeah.
Feel honored to have you here.
It's an honor and a blessing, Howard.
And Paulie Shore is here. Paulie, come on in, man. Paulie, I believe Paulie's a sex addict. I got to ask him if he's ever been diagnosed. Hey, Paulie.
Why would he have to get diagnosed? He's not married.
I got to
so
ask Paulie.
Maybe it's not hurting his life.
You look good.
Hey, buddy.
What's happening?
Good.
You look younger, too, like Carolla.
What's up?
Wait, let me...
Nice to see you.
Good seeing
It's been
you.
a while. Hi.
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 Oh,
so am I a sex addict?
Wait, put the headphones
what
on.
you're
That's your mic. Your mic is the headphone.
Yeah, I know. Where's the...
Sit down.
Oh, right. Oh, okay, I get it. All right.
All right. Are you a sex addict?
No. Not anymore.
You were at one point.
I think so. I think, you're talking about Jewish guys that grew up not to... not getting, you're not the jock.
I always thought I always thought you were the guy who got laid all the time.
No, I mean, when I was younger, I wasn't, I wasn't the good looking, you know what I mean? But it was,
Oh, now
but once
I'm gonna start
but
crying.
once you make it, no matter what you look like, all of a sudden you get girls.
But you made it at 17 and a half. Like, you had a dry spell.
Yeah, but
from
before
8 to
17.
Hey, listen, he was trying to get laid at
But
13.
before 17, it was dismal.
Scott DePace, our director, said one night he was at a club when he was single years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And this probably was when you were on MTV, Paulie. And Scott said he was kind of making time with this girl. He was getting her close to getting her home. Paulie walked into the club, big star,
Bing, bang, boom.
He goes, I'm the wheeze. And the girl picked up and left with him. DePace said he was done.
He worked and
I
worked
had a
and
lot.
worked.
I had a lot of time to make up for.
What, I had this girl on the show. The reason I always ask you about sex is because you've got quite a resume. In fact, this girl, Carrie Ann Paniche, came in. You know this one? Mm-hmm. She was on Celebrity
She's
Rehab.
nuts, yeah.
Yeah, she was on Celebrity Rehab.
She's actually not that. She's not that nuts, but she became nuts.
She seemed incredibly nuts on Celebrity Rehab.
Yeah, but
She came in here and seemed all right.
It's kind of an act.
Yeah.
Is it?
You know what I mean? Yeah, because I think her parents are like really rich.
Oh.
You know what I mean? But she's kind of hot, and she was Miss Teen, right?
Yeah.
And she wanted a lot of attention, so that's why she says she wanted to be on TV so bad. So I think that she acted crazy or something.
Yeah, maybe it is an act, because when she was in here, she was perfectly normal.
Yeah.
Good-looking girl.
Yeah.
And then I see her on Celebrity Rehab, and it's like a demon was let out of a trunk somewhere. But she was telling a story about you.
Right.
I guess I asked her, did you ever bang any celebrities and stuff? And I think this story, we could play it. It was a story about Paulie jerking off on her or something. Do you remember any of this? Is this true? Do you recall?
That was Dr. Drew, and I was there.
You were there when Dr. Drew did?
Yeah.
Paulie, any recollection of this?
Well, I've done that before. I mean, most guys, there's, you have, especially when you're younger, you can't control as much your semen. Yeah.
Let's listen. Here's Carrie Ann
Yeah,
Paniche. Maybe it'll jar some sort of funny
Yeah,
memory.
but now that I think about it, yeah.
Here it is. It says here you once went over Paulie Shore's house to watch him. He gets all the good-looking chicks. It says you fell asleep and you woke up finding Paulie Shore jacking off next to you.
No.
He said, "Kiss my belly." I was like, "Oh my gosh, what's going on?" You never made it with Paulie, did you?
No.
Did you kiss
good.
his belly?
No.
Oh, good.
I was 19
I was glad.
and I was like so embarrassed. I was like, oh my gosh.
So you got a big penis?
I didn't look, really.
Really? He was jacking off, huh?
I was so embarrassed. I'd only had sex with 3 people, I
Right.
was really shy.
Sure.
Yeah, I remember her.
Listen.
Now, anything.
Yeah, no, no, of course I remember.
I see you as a gentleman. Most guys would have just been fucking her, right? I mean, you just jacked off on her face.
Well, it was one of those things where you get
Sir
a really
Walter Raleigh.
when you get a really good-looking girl at your house and they're in your bed and they don't want to do anything.
What do you do?
That's retarded. Like,
Right.
why would you even show up if you're, you know what I mean? Like, oh, I just want to cuddle or I just want to hang out. That doesn't make sense.
It doesn't. I mean,
no, so just don't show up.
Right.
You know
I mean,
what
what's the point?
So semen has to leave.
I would
right.
extend that to even breaking into their bedroom at night.
That's
I'm
right.
just saying, if you're hot and you're going to fall asleep, it's on you.
Paulie, will you ever, and be serious with me for a minute. You're a comedian, but be serious. Would you ever get married, do you think? Or are you just too popular with the ladies?
No, you gotta go back to my dad. It goes back to my father, because my dad, if you know, you know my dad.
Yes.
He opened for Elvis and he was on the road.
Is he still alive, your dad?
Yeah.
His health is okay?
He's doing good.
He's doing good. All right, yeah, go ahead.
He says hi, by the way.
Tell him I said hi back.
He says hi. So,
famous comedian, your father.
Yeah, Sammy Shore.
Right.
He married my mom back 50 years ago
Mitzi,
or something.
who owns the Comedy Store.
Yeah, he married her, but it was one of those things that he was just like me. For instance, he was on the road and he was touring, and he met my mom at a gig.
Right.
And he got my mom pregnant at the gig with my oldest brother, Scott.
Right.
And back in those days, you don't, whether you want to get married or you don't, you have the kid and you get married. So he was pretty miserable.
So your parents weren't really in love?
They were always miserable.
Wow.
My mom was miserable. My dad was miserable.
Why did they have more children?
It's back to the question that you asked me. He cheated on her a lot.
Right.
And he was always on the road, fucking girls with Elvis.
Right.
You know what I mean? He was always on the road, with Tony Orlando and banging chicks and coming back home. So he had this guilty lifestyle. So I never wanted to be that.
Did he describe this to you? Did he tell you this himself? Did he say to you, look, son, I got to be honest with you. The reason your mother and I fight, the reason we got divorced, did he sit you down and just say, look, I never was in love with your mother. I got her pregnant. I knocked her up. And then I guess I continued on in the marriage.
Of course. Both my mom and both my dad have told me several times that they were never happy.
Did it make you angry?
No, I'm just lucky I was alive. I'm just lucky I was born.
Is that how you felt?
I was an accident. You know what I mean? It wasn't like they weren't happy. It was like he would go on the road and do it, and then he would have sex with her.
So you had the older brother. How many siblings are there?
I have 2 brothers and a sister.
So they fucked a lot, obviously, and they just kept having babies. Did you ever say
at least 3 times?
You think your dad would have stopped having children?
He's not a smart guy.
He's not, huh? He's not.
He's like most guys.
Yeah.
How did you avoid? Did you think it was weird? Like
I just don't. I'm not good at lying. I'm not good at being. If you look at guys like Tiger Woods, this guy. A lot of guys want to have their cake and they want to eat it too.
Right.
A lot of guys want to be married and have this Betty Crocker life and bang sluts on the side.
Right.
I'd rather just bang sluts on the side and have a guilt-free life.
Right.
Because
and you know that about yourself.
I know that about myself, but I also know that if I met a girl that, your guy interviewed me, what's his name, Will?
Yeah, Will.
Yeah, he interviewed me about who I dated, and I remember I dated Kylie Minogue a long time ago.
Right.
Loved her.
You met her through one of your movies, right?
Yeah, but she was, I'm not saying she was the one,
right?
But I'm saying she had the whole package.
She had a successful career.
Why didn't it work?
She lived in London,
Right.
and it was what it was, like a lot of relationships, you meet people on the sets, and that's it.
You were in love with her.
I loved her, yeah, she was awesome.
Did you ever say to her, do you think maybe we should make this a permanent thing?
No. I just know that when she spoke, I actually listened to what she was saying.
Don't you have to be tremendously secure not to link up with one woman? In other words, you always know you're never going to really be alone. You can always find another girl to share your bed, right?
Yeah, pretty much. But I'm also I'm 42 now.
Right.
So I'm not it doesn't mean as much to me to have someone. I kind of like being alone as well.
You do. You could spend the night alone in your bed and not bum out about it.
Yeah.
You're okay with that.
Yeah.
Will you still go to the Playboy Mansion and maybe pick up a chick?
I was just there last week.
Was it funny? Not funny, but was it weird to you that you've never knocked up a chick like your father did? In other words,
I got one girl pregnant. Yeah.
Do you have a kid?
No, she had an abortion.
Are you shocked by that? Don't you think most women would want the Paulie Shore fame and money? And
yeah, but I talked to her.
What did you say to get her to get an abortion?
I basically promised her that we would have a kid sometime in the future.
You lied to her.
A lot of guys do that.
So you,
I didn't know that.
So you asked, like, babe, I think we should have a kid, but now's the bad time. We're only 25, 26, don't you think?
But,
she's like, you're right. And then
to
boom.
be fair, it was her fault because she rolled into the pile of jizz on the carpet. Paulie was beating off.
So you asked her to abort. You said, listen, could you please have an abortion?
Yeah, I was 20. Yeah, I was 25.
Wow. So you avoided a big
but I
sort
also,
of repeating your dad's history in a sense.
Yeah, but I also might have think that I've might have gotten other girls pregnant. They got abortions without telling me as well.
Right.
Maybe. I don't know. I'm not quite sure.
Were you shocked? I know
So
that.
you don't use condoms?
Not all the time, no. Have you
Isn't
ever?
it- isn't
well,
it
she
weird-
doesn't know how great a vagina feels.
Right. But isn't it weird? But Paulie, you don't worry about the practical end of it, the disease and all of that, or you know.
I
Getting...
think if I would have gotten like any heavy diseases, I would have already gotten them by now.
I never understand that philosophy, but I'll go with you on it.
Whoa.
Yeah, you keep messing with your mic.
Okay, sorry.
All right, that's better.
I
put your hands near your face.
Okay, I
right.
just think.
Keep your hands in your pockets.
I just think that I definitely still use condoms, but it's not as.
You should use them more. But isn't it weird that like you were dating Jillian Grace, who we've discovered on our show, she became a Playboy playmate. You were having sex with her, and then Spade went out with her, and he got her pregnant.
Right.
Now, I mean, that could be your
See, that could have been you.
Yeah, but I was, I think, I don't know. I just kind of, do you know what I mean?
You pull out,
right?
And you're claiming you have more control than David Spade.
I think that she might have, I don't know the deal, but she might have told him that she was on the pill or something, and he believed it. Jews don't believe that.
Jews don't go, you're on the pill. What, are you kidding me?
Yeah, you're kidding. But she has a baby now with him, I guess.
Yes.
They live in, have you had her on the air?
I haven't had her on the air recently. I speak to David a lot. David's a friend, and I don't go into what's going on between him and the kid and all that. I don't want to know. I'm like Adam. I don't want to know.
You're smart, but can I ask Polly a question? What about kids? I mean, not just aborted kids, but actual kids.
You want some that live?
Yeah, some that make it in the second trimester.
Paulie's not the you're not the dad type, right? I still think of you as like a kid. You know, I don't care how old you get.
Well, but that's why he's right, is that I should have a kid because I'm like a big kid. So
right.
I would love to have a kid, but I would also love to have a kid with someone that makes sense for me to have a kid. I'd rather not have it with a fucking nightmare,
right?
Because then it would be hell.
Well,
there's a lot of friends.
Paulie,
I have a lot of friends that have kids with these girls that you just hear horror stories.
Do you have any kind of long-lasting relationships? I mean, have you dated anyone for a year or two?
Yeah, but was I faithful, and was I with that person monogamously? Absolutely not.
Wow.
But I'd never say to them, "You're the only one," either.
Right.
I don't lie. I don't like to lie. That's not my thing.
Well, you know what? Seriously, I'll compliment you. You know yourself. You're not going to ruin some girl's life. You're not going to ruin yours. But do you ever feel you're using these people? You know you don't like them.
No, they're using me as well.
Well, you're okay with that.
Of course.
You're okay with being used as long as you can use them.
I wouldn't call it being used. I would call it both people enjoying themselves and having a good time.
Right. Do you feel guilty,
Why?
though? Like when they're laying in your bed, like you have to kick them out, right? Because you're bored with them.
Most of them don't want to stay there. Girls these days, it's different.
It is?
Yeah, they just want to keep moving. They're very independent. I mean, you got all these girls walking around your office with BlackBerry. It's a different vibe now. Because when I used to come on this show, I don't know, was it 10, 15 years, it was like crazy. People are here on BlackBerries and everyone's in suits, and it's like
it's
so.
corporate.
But the world has just shifted.
It has.
Hasn't it shifted?
How have women changed, though? Because you would be the guy who knows this. I mean, you get a lot of women.
I just think girls don't need us as much as they used to.
Right.
I think they're kind of like, more independent, and they're the ones that are. I think girls are mostly like guys. I think guys are mostly like girls now.
You're talking about 20-year-old girls. When they get older, they're not up for the
I
party.
Don't date anyone older than that.
Is that true?
No, I'm just kidding.
What's the oldest you dated? 30?
Probably.
Yeah. Wow, what a life.
Well, because the young girls, you kind of know, that's another thing, is if you date young girls, it's not going to get serious, because they don't want anything serious as well.
Are you afraid you're going to get a bad reputation? Like, in other words, girls will go, like you go to the Playboy Mansion, they go, oh, there's Paulie, he fucks everyone.
That is what it is.
It's already happened.
Yeah, it's already been. That was like 10, 15 years ago.
So people know what they're getting.
But that's a good reputation.
Yeah.
But is it, though? Because I was at the Playboy Mansion one time, or two times, I think, and I was talking to some of the girls, and they'll go, oh, that guy hangs out there all the time, and he's just here to fuck.
Yeah, but who the fuck is this bitch?
I know.
That's talking shit.
But then 20 minutes...
She's there looking for a guy she's never seen before.
Well, whatever.
And she'll be blowing him in the grotto in 20 minutes.
Yeah.
I mean, listen, the Menendez brothers are in jail for murder, and they get marriage proposals every other weekend. Chicks are dumb that way.
Yeah, well, I don't know.
The thing is, it's like with me, at least you know what you're getting.
Right.
You know, I'm not like some guy that's gonna, be acting one way and then another way I'm something else. It's all kind of out on the table.
No.
You know what I mean? A lot of guys, they'll meet a girl and I'm gonna wait 3 days to call. I'm like, I call the bitch right away.
Right.
Like, let's do this. Like, either you're into it or you're not. You know what I mean?
I admire your honesty with them. I do. But do you think some of the girls go into it thinking, I think I'm going to have a relationship with Paulie, but you know all along that you're not? I mean, that's a little bit vampirish, isn't it? I mean,
no, because I don't spend that much time with him because I'm kind of always, traveling and I'm up in the air and I'm like dodging and weaving. You know what I mean?
I see. So they know the score.
Well, I make a living off of telling jokes on the road, so that's where I'm at all the time.
Talk to me about some of the business angle going on with you now. The Comedy Store is run by your brother, your oldest brother.
No, he's the middle brother.
Oh, your middle brother.
Yeah, there's two brothers and a sister. Yeah.
Are you not getting along with your middle brher? Or all your siblings?
I had issues with him from when I first made it when I was in my early 20s on MTV, because he went to NYU Film School and he
wanted to be famous too.
Yeah, and it didn't work out for him. He was very close with Brett Ratner. He was very close with Brett Ratner, and I remember having dinner with Brett Ratner about, I don't know, a couple months ago, and he says, your brother was insane. He was like the only guy. My brother wrote more scripts than anyone.
Right.
He wrote like 50 scripts, but he never made any of them. He would just sit there and write and write and write. You and I know that it's a lot hard. I mean, writing a script is actually the easiest part of anything in this business.
Right.
Adam knows that.
Getting it done.
Getting it done, seeing it through is close to impossible.
And by the way, we were talking about, before you go on, we were talking about your films earlier. I'm a big fan of 3 of your films in particular. The Jury, the one when you're in the army,
Son-in-law,
and Son-in-law, Son-in-law, and the one where you're
in the army now.
In the army now.
Glenn Ross is my favorite. I wrote my 3rd failed sitcom while I was sitting here while Paulie was talking about writing scripts.
But Paulie, don't you feel you're underappreciated? Seriously, your comedies were good, solid, funny films. Hot chicks in them. They were fun. Your character was fun. Don't you think in a way you get shit on?
I also think that. And this sounds kind of weird, but I think that, can I say the word God?
No.
Okay.
You can say shit, but don't say God. That's no. Of course you can.
I think that at the end of the day, there's a plan for all of us, and I think that I'm still inspired by this.
Right.
Do you know what I mean? I went to Africa. I shot a movie. I got an empty. I'm just. It's like Adam. Adam. You talk about his pilots that haven't got. It doesn't matter. He's doing it.
Right.
Do you know what I mean? You got to constantly keep doing it, because at the end of the day, that's really what it's about. He was saying, one show got picked up. I mean, the ratio of shows getting picked up is close. It's 1 out of 10 shows get picked up, period. And it has nothing to do with it being good or not. It's just kind of how the stars line up.
And your fame came young, right?
Yes.
And so you feel like maybe your brothers, or this particular brother, you feel maybe the envy was too much. So has it destroyed your relationship with this brother?
Yeah, well, even before, the Comedy Store and all that stuff, there was just kind of a weird, it just got, that's in my eyes. I mean, you might get him on the phone and be like, I love Paulie, you know what I mean? But
so you guys don't talk?
No, we don't talk.
Can I ask a question, just for clarity? God's plan is for him to be blown by 20-year-olds?
Yeah.
Until he dies?
That's why he's here.
That's
oh, my God. I wish God had that plan for me.
Oh, God doesn't have that
plan for you.
He
gave me the failed sitcom plan instead of the blowjob plan.
You're way into a marriage and twins.
Oh,
Paul,
damn you, God.
Listen, this is important stuff. So the brother you don't get along with, he runs the Comedy Store now?
On paper, yeah, at this point.
And you're at war with him over that? Isn't there some sort of...
Yeah, everything's being settled. Right. I mean, everything's going to be
Your mom doesn't run the Comedy Store anymore?
My mom isn't well.
Right.
And
so she kind of gave it over to the kids.
Yeah, well, she has an estate plan.
But didn't you say to her, Mom, I should be running the Comedy Store? I'm the comedian.
Well, it's all being worked out.
With your mom?
With the attorneys.
With the attorneys.
Yeah.
So this is a heavy legal battle.
Yeah.
Are the other siblings involved?
Well, they're trying to be involved.
Mm-hmm. What do you think the outcome is?
I think the outcome will be fine eventually. I think once the dust settles, I think everyone will be.
What would you like to see happen? I don't even know what the controversy is.
Well,
like, what do you want?
mean, we don't have all day on the radio.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Well, give me the overview.
Yeah, it's just, there's My mom created a legacy, and the other brothers aren't in the business.
Right.
My brother Peter lives in Portland. He's a psychologist. He's got 2 kids and a wife.
Right.
My other brother lives in San Diego. He's in a real estate business. My sister, she lives in San Diego. So I'm the only one that's there. I have the connections. I have the ability to try and continue her legacy and what she kind of created, keeping the Comedy Store exactly how it is, but developing it with the new comedians and trying to, get the brand back out there again. You know what I mean?
So your other siblings don't see it that way? They don't think that you're the one who's...
I think it has a lot to do with control and money, and I think that the decisions that they think that I make are not right. You know what I mean? It's just, because we all have kind of different points of view.
They see you as the crazy artist who's going to bankrupt the whole fucking deal.
Right, exactly.
And they'd rather leave it to your brother who's maybe...
who lives off my mom.
I see.
Yeah. See, I haven't asked my mom for a dime since I was 18.
Right.
He wouldn't show me the books.
So
you understand? We try to see the books. He wouldn't show me the books.
So you had to get a lawyer and go through that whole thing. Has it cost you a fortune?
Of course.
You're bitter about it.
Yeah, I'm pissed off about it.
Yeah, I can tell you're angry now.
Yeah. Of course. Why?
Yeah. You got your own deal. You got your own money. You're very successful. Why not just... And if your mom doesn't... if she wants your brother to do it...
Because there's opportunities that come, to my face every day that I can't, you know what I mean? It'd be like you owning all this but not being able to, make deals.
I see.
You know what I mean?
You're afraid it'll go downhill if he's in charge.
Well, he doesn't. He's not around, and everyone at the club I've kind of hired.
Why isn't your mom seeing things your way?
Because she's not well.
Do the other siblings see it your way or your brother's way?
I think they just don't want. It's what you said. I think they don't want. They think that I have. They think that I have bad decision making.
So they're all jealous of you. You think that's what's behind it, or do you think there's some truth in it?
No, I think that they... wait, ask me that last question.
I'm saying, do you think, since it's their investment as well,
right,
because they will inherit some of it, maybe they really believe that you're not a good businessman?
Probably.
Probably. And it's hard to convince them otherwise.
Probably.
Did you ever pick up the phone and call your sister, for example, and say, listen, let me explain to you. I'm a rational guy. I did pretty well in this business. I mean, I never had to ask anyone for a dime. Did you ever campaign, sort of, and say to them, can't we all get along?
I tried to for a couple of years.
Didn't work.
Mm-mm.
So you're not talking to any of your siblings.
Mm-mm.
Is that incredibly painful?
Yes. I miss them. I have a beautiful niece and nephew. I haven't talked to them. And
oh, my God. In a way, the Comedy Store, while it's a blessing, has also been a curse.
Yes.
In the sense that now it's driven the family apart.
Yes, but the thing that's interesting about the whole thing is that place and that building has always been dramatic. Always been dramatic. It used to be Ciro's.
Right.
It just, the situation that's happening right now between the family is that it would be weird if it wasn't happening.
Because the place always had drama.
Oh my God, it's got ghosts and Sam Kinison used to shoot guns there, and Richard Pryor used to, it's a dramatic building.
Seeing Pryor work was your highlight of your life in terms of comedy. Seeing him work.
Well, him and Sam for sure.
Seeing them all the time.
Oh yeah, because I was so young, and they were right there in my in my backyard.
Yeah. I had the same childhood as well.
Who did you see perform?
Well, there's my Uncle Lou molesting me. I saw him perform that a couple times.
You got a reason to be angry.
There was the Garbage Man. It was awesome.
But isn't it sad in a way? I mean, like as great as the Comedy Store is in your life and all this, I mean, not to have any contact with your brothers and sisters. Did you ever go into therapy and say to your therapist, maybe it is me. Maybe I can't get along with people. I don't have any real relationships with women, and I don't have. I've destroyed my relationships with my brothers and sister. Maybe there's something wrong with me. I mean, seriously.
Well, are you an artist? Do you have a vision? You personally?
Yes.
Okay. Well, what would happen if someone fucked with your vision?
I wouldn't allow it.
Right. So there you have it.
Right.
I have a vision for the store, and I have a vision for my mom, what she created, and they're fucking retarded. So I don't know what to say. They don't have it. They're not. They have. If you look at their resumes in the entertainment business and my resume, I've done a lot more. I've produced. I've directed.
A lot more. You've done.
I've known all over the world.
One's a psychologist. What would he know about?
Well, that's my point.
Yes.
So it's not personal. It's business. I love them. I love them as brothers and sisters, and I miss those relationships. But as far as business, we don't see eye to eye.
Sad.
So
what's your dad say?
He thinks it's sad as well.
Does he take sides?
No, he doesn't want to take sides.
Right. I don't blame him.
He didn't even want kids, to be honest. So
That's right. He didn't want any of this.
He didn't want to take kids.
But your mom, when you say she's ill, she's incapable of speech and
she speaks. She's just not well. You know what I mean? It's like she's
thrown her hands up and said, "I don't want anything to do with this."
She's not well.
All the kids in touch with mom?
Yeah.
But I don't understand.
Are you in touch with your mom?
Yeah, I take care of her.
What's their vision for the Comedy Store? I mean, everyone wants to make money, right?
Keep it away from Paulie.
There you go. Yeah.
They're going to give you a visitation of the belly room?
Yeah, well, that's it. Keep it away from me. Keep it away from me making any decisions.
Are you really that dangerous? I mean, you have,
absolutely
as
not.
you say, you have done something in this business.
I have homes. I have money. I've never asked for a dime. I'm not on drugs.
Right.
You know what I mean?
You're successful.
Yeah, I'm fine. You know what I mean? But they have their things. But the thing is, if you look at any siblings, not just my siblings, a lot of siblings, they don't get along.
That's true.
They don't get along. You can't tell me that there's families out there that are listening to us all across America or the world that, oh yeah, our families all see eye to eye.
Did you get along?
The same way.
Did you
too,
did you get along as kids?
Family.
Me and my brother, me and my brother Scott got along as kids. You know, I miss him a lot. My brother Scott, me and my sister got along kind of, but me and Peter, we never really, you know, it's been about 15 years at least.
Was he the type that beat you up when you were a kid and all this kind of thing? Was it always
they would torture me, for sure. Yeah, they'd lock me in the sauna and, you know, and pour bong water on the rocks and, you know what I mean? At
least you had a sauna.
Yeah, I'm shocked that you had a sauna.
My house was a fucking sauna.
But, you know, in a way, and I'm sorry to hear about your mom being ill. It sounds awful. But in a way, your mom could have straightened all of this out. When she was feeling well, she should have said, well, I'm going to need a successor.
Make it clear.
Paulie's been in the business. I mean, he's been successful.
Well, it
would have been right of your mom to straighten this out in a sense and make the hard decisions.
Well, she did, though.
How?
Because it's in the estate. It's in the writing.
It says you're supposed to be in charge?
Well, yeah.
Oh.
It does?
Well,
so then
yeah,
what's the controversy?
Because they don't like the way that she laid it out when she was healthy. They're not happy.
Are they saying?
Yes, of course. They've been trying to get her to change it for a while.
I see. They're saying your mom's not of sound mind.
No, when she made it, she was.
So who can contest this?
They're trying to. They can't.
Wow, this sounds like a lot of shenanigans.
Yeah, no, she laid it out a certain way, you know, and I'm part, you know, future owner of the club.
Right.
With my brother Peter.
And do you have controlling interest?
Of course.
Wow. So then what's your problem?
Because they won't let me get to work right fucking now. I want to get to work right now. They won't let me do it. Do you know how many people do you know in the entertainment business?
How many?
Yes.
3.
Come on, no, seriously. We're trying to be fucking straight here. How many people do you know?
Stamos,
no, but you know.
Now I know Demi Moore. I know them all.
No,
I know
just
Demi
listen
Moore,
to me. Listen to me. How many people in the executive world do you know?
I know many.
A lot. Okay,
yes.
So do I.
Yes.
So how great would it be me to sit with Doug Herzog or Tony DeSanto at MTV and say, hey, by the way, let's do a Comedy Store, blah, blah, blah.
That would be great.
I cannot.
Wow.
They're not but eventually I will be able to.
Isn't it drive you crazy?
It's disgusting.
Because a court could look at this document and settle it in 5 minutes.
Right.
But you have to go through the shenanigans and the machinations that
I'm friends with a guy named Gary Garfinkel. Great guy. He's one of the presidents at Showtime.
Right.
I work a lot with Showtime. They're the ones that pick up a lot of my stuff.
Right.
Would love to do a Comedy Store series out of Showtime, which he's down to do, but I can't.
When will you get physical control of the
We're in the middle of it right now.
When do you anticipate? When does your lawyer say?
I would say probably in about maybe 6 months.
Won't you be embarrassed if you do bankrupt the company? I mean,
I'm not going to bankrupt the company.
Right, you're going to make it successful.
No, I have a great business. I got great business managers. I have saved my money. I do very well for myself.
I know you do.
I'm not some crazy,
Howard.
I mean, the craziest thing you do is come on chicks' faces when they fall asleep in your bed. Is that so bad?
Belly.
Well, I'm allowed to have one fucked up thing.
Yeah.
My mom owns Rooster Teeth Feathers, and this has been a long-going thing with me and my sister. Yeah, they're same battle, so I feel your pain, Polly.
You know, I didn't know you went out with Kylie Minogue. Hey, by the way, I should mention Paulie is working. He's made a film, and I love the idea of this film. You went to Africa. Is that correct?
I went to Africa.
And it's a mockumentary. It's a documentary, but the premise being You need to recover? It sounds like you're very
I was
upset.
gonna say, who did that?
Well, no, it's just like I come in here, it's like my fucking therapist or some shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you love it.
It's like this fucking guy.
I know. But it's interesting. You know what? In a way, I want to help you. I feel like I should sit down.
Well, then why don't we fucking talk off the air? And
I'm not doing
he's
that.
never gonna
Ask
do that.
Adam. He can't get in touch with me.
Howard wants to help. He doesn't actually help.
Yeah, exactly.
I want it. Like I said to Robin, she said, maybe I'm very upset about this oil spill. She goes, well, maybe this could be your cause. I go, I feel sorry for any cause of mine because I won't lift a finger. But in all seriousness, if I could sit in a room with your brothers and sisters and explain to them, listen, why fight this thing? It's legally mandated that Paulie's going to take over. Work with him.
Right.
And let him see his niece and nephew.
Right. That's been my point the whole time.
I'm on your team.
And you know, it's almost, see, what I would have done if I were them, I would let me have it, and in their eyes, let me fuck up and go, see, I told you he was nuts.
Right.
I told you he doesn't know what he's doing.
Is the Comedy Store worth a lot of money? I mean, are we fighting over a lot of? Who knows what it's worth?
Well,
is the physical building owned by your mom?
Yes.
So that's worth money right then and there.
Yeah, the property and the name and all that stuff.
If you sold the property, it would probably be worth in Los Angeles. That's a prime spot, is it?
Yeah,
not?
it's a great spot.
What is that value of that property?
I don't know. Ask my brother.
You should know, though. You're the head of the company.
He wouldn't show me.
But how is he getting away with that if you're the head of the company?
His hands on everything?
Because
hey, why can't you get your hands on everything?
That's what I've been trying to do.
I don't understand.
Because I would go, Howard, I would go on the road and I would go out and make an honest living, make people laugh. He would show up and start talking shit about me and go, here, Mom, this is this, sign that. You know what I mean?
He has time to campaign where you don't.
Yeah.
You're busy working.
Yeah. So
what happens if you just show up at the Comedy Store? Are you like escorted out?
Yes.
You are?
No. No, it's fine. You know what? Everything's fine. Everyone has a point of view of the way they think, and there's nothing wrong with that. You know what I mean? Everyone's kind of jockeying for their position, but the estate and the trust states what it states.
Right.
So, respect that. If I was my brother Scott, what I would say is, you know what? Take it when you want me, fucking call me, rock and roll. That's all I would say.
But he would probably say to you, I don't trust you. I want to be hands-on.
Right.
I'm not letting you get a hold of this diamond.
And I would say, what the fuck do you do for a living?
Right. And then he would say, let's get outside, and I'm going to let's put on some boxing gloves and beat the shit out of you.
Maybe I can mediate because I'm doing an open mic there on Sunday night.
Is that right?
Yeah, about 5:30.
But I you know what?
Get a plug in.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, the way I look at it is my mom, created this beautiful place.
Right.
She did it. It's not a Pizza Hut. This isn't a Taco Bell. You don't split it up 4 ways.
Right.
She has a vision for it, and she laid it out the certain way. Respect that, and that's it. You know what I mean? So I don't know.
But your mom's estate is completely clear, and when it all clears up, and if someone reads this document she made, it will say that Paulie controls the Comedy Store.
With my brother Peter.
Right. But you have the controlling interest.
Well, we split ownership.
Is it 50-50?
50-50.
Oh, so then wait a second.
This is your problem.
That's your problem. Your mom's got to pick a successor. Listen, you're not getting along with your brother. You all have different visions. Someone's got to say, okay, he's in charge.
I got an idea.
We have a conservator.
Let's get this Vandersloot kid to kill his brother. Evidently, he'll kill anyone.
You don't want that.
Why not? Let him get full control.
Paul, you don't get so angry that you become violent. That's what I'm saying. This can be worked out. I bet your brother can be reasonable. There's got to be a way. That's what I'm saying.
Well, I tried. I tried for a couple of years. So
sad though,
Yeah, you guys were doing a reality show at one time, right?
Well,
about the Comedy Store.
Yeah, that sounds good to me.
Yeah, I've watched.
Do you think your siblings get together sometimes for family for Thanksgiving, and the kids are all there, and they start talking shit about you? Do you think they talk badly?
Do I think? Of course.
How do you know, though? I mean, do you think
you can feel it? I'm a comic. I feel things.
Well, we do that too, Howard. To be fair, we don't even know Polly.
That's right. You do that at Thanksgiving. No, but in all seriousness, Paulie, do you think they get together and even poison your niece and nephew against you so that they'll understand?
You know what? That's my biggest. That's one of. Excuse me. That's one of my biggest.
Paulie just strangled himself.
I know. He just. What are you doing with that?
Don't hurt his cord. He took the mic cord and strangled himself. Go ahead.
No, that's one of my biggest
fears.
Yeah, fears is that and I think Peter's smart. I don't think that he's going to say something to them.
Right.
Because I don't think that would really benefit anyone.
Mm-hmm.
It's almost like when parents get divorced and the other person talks shit about the other.
Yes.
You know what I mean? I don't think that they're gonna. I don't think that
poison the kids.
No, I don't think that.
They don't go around saying Uncle Paulie's a fucking pain in the ass and he's an asshole and stay.
They're
away
really
from
young,
them.
so I don't think that.
That's good. Well,
they forced them to watch Biodome on Blu-ray, and that destroyed them.
Call me crazy, but I think if I got you and your brother in a room, I could work it out. And I'll tell you why I do. Because I bet you your visions aren't even that far off. I bet if he could hear how rational your vision is for the thing and that it's a business plan and that he would be included in it and part of it and that you would work as a team, I think he would be on board. I do. Now, I don't know him, but I do think it could be worked out. I'm being serious. On an emotional level. And say, listen, brother, I know that we haven't gotten along, but you know what? Let me tell you my plan. Let me tell you my vision. And let's see how we can pull it off together.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it could be worked out.
What do you think his mom was thinking, knowing the two of them never got along, putting them in 50-50?
She thinks it will force them to come together.
Bring them together?
Yeah, it could be a mom's dream, like, look, this is the one thing that might bring them together. They're constantly going to have to be forced into a room, and eventually they're going to have to work it out.
Howard, you're like a Jewish Jimmy Carter, like Jewy Carter.
Jewy Carter, thank you.
Just
That's
go
such a
around and
compliment.
mend these fences and bridges.
But I'm being serious. Do you think that's your mom's plan, to bring you and your brother together? In a weird way?
I don't. No.
You do not?
No.
No, there goes that theory.
Because originally in the early 90s, she gave the whole thing to me.
Oh,
she gave the whole thing to me, and then 10 years ago she amended it to me.
Because your brother you feel your brother got to her. Wowee. This is some story.
Yeah. Can I just say
this is better than your pussy stories.
Happier note, Paulie. This is Adam talking from the other side of the fence.
I know. What's up, bro?
When my mom dies, I'm going to be left a VW Squareback from 1972, and me and my sister can fight over.
Nothing to fight over.
So at least you have shit to fight over. Look at it that way.
Yeah. My parents are like, well, we'll give half to your sister and half to you. I go, that's all right. Whatever you do is fine. Believe me, I ain't going to be carving anything up.
You know what? It's at the end of the day, it's sad, like you said.
It is sad.
It's very sad, and I want to work it out because I miss the relationships that I had.
Why do you think your other siblings sided with your brother?
Because they think he's more of a businessman.
Really?
They think Paulie's like one of these crazy.
Well,
they think he's Louise, or something.
That's part of it, but it's because, it's kind of what you said, but it's them, because if it's all of them against me, then they know that I can't really do anything. You know what I mean? But if
it
it's
keeps
just,
you in check. It's like a system of checks and balances.
Yeah, but if it's just,
I'm trying to think if I was related to Paulie, would I trust him with the Comedy Store? I'm just trying to think about it.
But it's payback for being successful early.
But if you really know me behind what people might know me as,
not as your movie image, right.
I think people will say definitely.
All right. Now, listen, let me talk about the mockumentary before we find out because I really do think this is a great idea. You saw all these celebrities going to Africa and adopting children and all of this. So you decided your mission was to go to Africa and get a black baby. Is that correct?
What happened was...
No wonder they don't trust you with the comedy stuff. So you went to Africa. This is the greatest. You went to Africa, right?
Yes.
And what happened? You tried to get a baby.
No, I got booked down there to do shows.
Okay.
To do stand-up comedy. I'm known overseas. People know me overseas. So I became friendly with the promoter down there, this guy Sam Hendricks, who actually booked Chris Rock down there. He's the big comedy promoter down there. We became friendly, and then once I got down there, we started talking. I said, I got to shoot a film.
Right.
So together we came up with the concept. I storyboarded the whole thing in my hotel room. We hired a big production company down there, and we shot the whole thing at beginning, middle, and end. And I was on the streets. I went to the Oprah Winfrey School.
Yeah, now what happened at the Oprah Winfrey School? What did you learn there? I mean, what goes on at the Oprah Winfrey School?
No, it was it looked, from the outside, it looked like a prison. You know what I mean? Like it was guarded. It was guarded and stuff. But I literally show up. If you ever watch any Michael Moore films.
Right. What was your goal?
Was to get a girl. Yeah. I said Oprah sent me.
Yeah.
I said Oprah sent me. I'm friends with her. I said my brother lives in Chicago.
Right.
Peter, he's one of my...
Who are you telling this to? The security guard?
Yeah, the security guard. Oprah sent me, and I'm being totally straight.
Did the security guard let you in?
Yeah, for a part. You know what I mean? And then they started realizing, like, oh shit, like this guy isn't real. And then
And you
they
said
kicked
you
me
were
out.
there for what? A girl? You wanted
Yeah,
to
I said
date?
I want to adopt a really smart girl from the Oprah school. And Oprah sent me. Can I please come in? So they bring me in. You know what I
They
mean?
let you in.
Yeah, they bring me in for a while.
No wonder that school should
I
be
was
shut
gonna
down.
say, it sounds like they're used to these kind of pitches.
Yeah.
But I'm from America, so they believed it. You know what I mean? They don't get a lot of people from America.
Right. You
Just
looked
knocking
important.
on the gate.
Right.
Yeah, coming over there. So I started talking to them, and then once I was inside, then they realized, oh shit, this guy's fake, and then they kicked me out.
Do you get
How
scared?
close did you get to the girl?
Yeah. Did you
I got kind of close. I got kind of close.
Not within jizz range, if that's what you're talking about.
you get the jizz on them? But that's terrific. Now, that's got to be great footage. This sounds like
it was great footage.
I want to see this movie.
Where else did you go?
And then we went to the Nelson Mandela Foundation, and I told him Chris Rock sent me. Because he did send me.
Right.
Because I talked to Chris Rock. I said, tell me about Africa. He goes, oh, I know. I met with Nelson Mandela, blah, blah, blah.
It seems like
so
everyone
I just
gets to
kept
meet
it
with
real.
him. Right.
You know what I mean? I'm like, yo, I'm here to meet Nelson Mandela.
So where is this documentary? How do I get to see
it? It comes out on all the shelves of, like, Blockbuster and Walmart and then you can buy it online and stuff.
Oh, that's great.
It's on
it's
BET.
Yeah. But I'm proud of it. I mean, at the end of the day, I think, this is my third film that I've done by myself. And
had you been successful in getting a girl from the Oprah school, would you have gone through with it? Would you have raised her and perhaps even mentored her?
I would probably, her? I don't know.
You'd probably marry her.
No, I thought I don't know.
Probably jizz on her.
Oh, Howard. That's poor taste.
I hope not. Didn't you once even hit on Monica Lewinsky, who's very heavy? She's a heavy
Yes,
set gal.
I did actually.
Yeah, and where was this that you?
That was at a club in Los Angeles. She gave me her phone number, actually.
You went up to her. You said, "Monica, I'm a big fan."
We just started, we started laughing and blah blah blah. And plus, I knew she blew the president.
And that was exciting to you.
Well, why not?
Right.
I mean, if she was just a girl by herself that didn't blow the president, I probably wouldn't have looked at her.
Are you one of those guys who, you'll hit on 50 chicks in one night, and if you get rejected 49 times, you're okay with it? It doesn't bruise your ego?
I wouldn't say that I hit on them. I wave to them and stuff. But I'm not like, hey, let's hang out. I actually, it's interesting. I don't go out to get laid.
Right. That's good.
You know what I mean? I don't go out
and you're
to
not
get
pushy.
No, I don't go out to get laid. I used to go out to get laid.
Now you just kind of hang out.
Yeah,
you're
you
part
hang
of
out.
the scene.
Yeah. You get a number here or there. You laugh. You do a shot with the girl.
Guys I know who get a lot of women are all that way.
Yeah,
if you're
they're not
a guy,
desperate to take them home that night.
When I was single, I was out trying to get laid, and I looked desperate, and women avoided me. But you're absolutely right.
You're just hanging.
Like even Ralph tells me, he goes, just go have a good time.
Have a good time.
Hang, have a good time. And if something happens and you're kind of cool about it, chicks will end up with you at the end of the night. So when you saw Monica Lewinsky, she's not you're usually with these Playboy types. Because she's heavy, right? That's not the type. But you would go to bed with her just because of her fame.
Well, I don't know about now, but at the time,
I
thought she was cute. I mean, she had a pretty face, and and I like girls that are a little.
But she's very heavy, right? That's too heavy for you. It's just her fame that you were attracted to.
The man said he was attracted. What do you want?
I thought she
what
wasn't
happened?
bad.
Did you get the blowjob?
No, I didn't.
What, you gave her your number?
Because I think she probably sobered up.
You missed your window of opportunity?
Well, she didn't fall asleep was the problem.
Hey, by the way, as long as we're talking about lawsuits today and sort of straightening out your whole business, are you in a lawsuit with your neighbor, Wes Craven, the famous film director?
No, what happened was they sued my insurance company because the side of my hill at my house, the dirt went onto his lot.
He was upset with you that your dirt went on his lot.
Yes.
Did he ask you civilly to say? Did he
get
say to
your
you,
dirt off my lot?
Please leave. Get your dirt.
No,
off
it was
my-"
too late because the water, the water, from the rains kind of went down and and I guess I didn't shear up my land good enough for him. So
it's called a retaining wall. It used to be a builder.
You know about that.
Sure.
Yeah.
You know about that stuff.
Sure. Hey, Paulie, I don't. All I do is make bad sitcoms. You want me to come over to your house with some cinder block, pour footing, some rebar?
And he's the guy. He could actually fix that wall.
Yeah, I could get back into construction, put up a retaining wall.
Why? What about some other film? Are you doing a film with Adam Sandler? Is that going on?
I did a film with Nick Schwartzen.
Who is Nick Schwartzen? Adam Sandler sounds more attractive to me than Nick
Schwartzen. Adam, you want to tell me who Nick Schwartzen is?
He's like, Adam has his couple of friends.
I see.
And
he's very loyal.
And Sandler makes movies with them, but he also just sort of is a halo over these guys when they make their movies.
So you're in one of his films.
Yeah.
It's like, is this guy, what's his name?
But Adam produced it.
What is the guy's name again?
Nick Schwartzen.
Is he like Oprah's Gale, Nick Schwartzen? Is he like...
No, he's funny. Nick's funny, man. He's on Comedy Central, Reno 911.
Right.
He's starring in this film called Born to Be a Star. It's actually a really funny movie.
So things are good.
Yeah, things are good. I got an MTV show.
Right.
Working on an MTV show. I got a lot of stuff. I'm fine.
When's the last time you got laid?
I don't know. Probably about a week ago.
A week ago?
Yeah.
Look at you.
Yeah.
Playboy Bunny? Playboy Playmate?
No.
You don't even remember, do you?
No.
Is that true?
I have to think.
Wow. Wow.
Well, let me.
What do you mean, shut the fuck up?
I gotta think.
Wow.
I'm on fucking Howard Stern. Give me a break.
You don't even know who you had sex with?
I gotta think about it.
All right, think about it for a second.
Okay, well, let me think.
What a life.
Okay, I know who it was.
Famous girl?
No.
Was it Adam's wife? Please say no.
It'd be an honor.
He wouldn't care.
Did Spade nail her 15 minutes earlier?
Sandler really hooked up his friends in this last film, huh?
Oh, yeah.
Holy shit.
You got, in fact...
I mean, God, it looks the movie looks funny, too.
It does.
Yeah,
it's
it
grown-up.
It's got a good cast.
It's
Yeah, it's got
Adam
a good
Sandler. It's
Chris Rock.
It's kind of film you would like to do.
I would have loved to have been in that film. I could have played a gay counselor.
Something.
You know, I could have done something in that.
Yeah.
I want to.
Yeah, I'm happy for him.
You ever bang your co-stars in any of your movies? There was one co-star you had. Maybe
Steve Baldwin?
No, not Baldwin. He's religious. He
Look how you're like pretending to think about it. You know who it was.
No,
look at him.
I really don't.
He's like, who?
Well,
the girl
Kylie
from
Minogue.
the Saved by the Bell.
No.
What is it?
Kylie Minogue was in Biodome. That's where you met her.
Yes.
Okay, so and you started a relationship with her.
Right.
I'm talking about the
one from Son-in-Law.
Yeah, the one in Son-in-Law. Did you ever have a romance with her?
She was. You always ask me this every time, and then I get shit for it.
Tell me again.
It's Tiffany Amber Thiessen.
Was that who it was?
Yeah, it was a long time ago.
I would like to bang her someday.
She was beautiful. Beautiful girl.
Boy, oh boy. No wonder you can't get married. There's too many beautiful women in your life.
You got married.
Well, I'm different. I'm more mature than you.
You are more mature.
Did you date Tiffany?
We hung out. I wouldn't.
You don't ask Paulie that.
No,
you say,
sorry.
"Did you jerk off on her?"
Yeah.
Oh my God.
They were tight until she made the mistake of turning 30.
Paulie, what were you thinking when you were in bed? Let's get back to the beginning of the interview, and then I'll let you get the fuck
It's
out of
a
here.
full circle.
Yeah. So when you were in bed with this girl from Celebrity Rehab, I can't think of her name right now.
Carrie
Ann Paniche. And you're in bed with her, and okay, she comes over and she doesn't put up. And she woke up and you were jerking off on her. What's the thing there? Like, she's laying there naked and you just kind of get hard and beat off on her?
I think it's just a self-control thing.
Right. Did you try to be discreet, though? I mean, not to wake her?
You didn't make noise. You
Right.
tried to be quiet.
No, I was on top of her like a soldier.
Wow. What a life.
Like a soldier going in, you know what I mean?
I tell you.
No, but when you're younger, you can't control it as much. Now it's not...
Now it's different.
It's.
She would never have known.
That's right. Paulie's new film, Adopted, once again available on DVD, where Paulie goes to Africa. He almost makes it into the Oprah compound, almost adopts a child out of Oprah's compound.
Yes, almost gets one of the girls.
And other hijinks as well. Almost has a meeting with Nelson Mandela. Don't ask what goes on. PaulieShore.com for all your Paulie information. Thanks, Paulie.
Thank you.
Paulie.
Hi.
How was it being back on the show, man?
It was cool. It's always dramatic with him.
Yeah, there's a lot of heavy stuff.
Yeah.
Did you think you were going to go in that direction?
Yeah, kind of.
You were ready for it? Like, was it hard to talk about that stuff?
Of course.
But
yeah, well, because I think a lot of people are going through that with their family. You know what I mean? I think that...
You said it was like a therapy session.
It always is with him, though.
It is, right?
Yeah. That's why I like being on his show, you know? I don't know if it's that funny. You know what I mean? Thank God Adam was there to bring in some comedy. You know what I mean?
Comedic relief.
Yeah. But I don't know. I think at the end of the day, people relate to that stuff. Because I think everyone goes through it at different levels, you know?
So it felt good to get some of that stuff out?
Yeah. Felt good.
Cool, man. All right. Thanks for stopping by and good luck. Make sure the light's on.
You can't tell? You can't tell?
Yeah, but
put your hand there? What the hell is wrong with you?
Make sure. So reflects, see? See how bright it is?
All right. Old friend of the show's here.
You want to turn that thing off?
Old friend of the show is here. Louis Black. You know who he is?
I know who Louis Black is.
Sure?
Yeah. Louis, good morning.
Good morning.
How you doing today, man?
I'm good. I'm getting as good as I'm going to be at this time.
Why is that? It's a little early for you?
It's funny at 8:30. I mean, you got to learn how to do that. I'm up late. That's the insane thing about it. You do shows. The shows you do are late. And then they go, and now get up and be funny early.
Or is it kind of like a band playing early, like a singer, like it's kind of hard first thing in the morning?
I don't know why the fuck they do that. They're insane. I don't know. I mean, how you get up and sing at that time is completely crazy.
Louis Black is here. He just had a comedy special on Comedy Central. It just aired, but I guess they're selling it on DVD. So he's promoting that. Funny man. He's been around a long time. He knows what's going on. Yeah. You don't care about music, do you?
I like music.
You do?
Yeah.
What do you listen to?
I listen to all of the musicals, South Pacific.
Show tunes, as you think.
Show tunes was my life.
And you're a straight man yet.
I was in, when I came in this morning, you were talking about, I can't believe you watched the Tonys.
Well, I watched about an hour. I was waiting for True Blood, and, I wanted to see what was going on.
An hour. Now, at what point did
And it was good. It happened to be good. They had a lot of interesting things going on. They kept it moving fast.
Did I miss? I turned it on for like 30 seconds. I did theater for 20 years.
Right.
Okay, I wanted to be a playwright, which is the financial equivalent of being a crack whore. And I was in this I'm solidly in that business.
Right.
And I turned this thing on, and I'm like, stop it! Why are you doing this? Why are you just telling America, go away?
Right. It's like a show that's designed to see how many people will tune out.
Exactly. I mean, it's like...
Why did you want to be a playwright? I mean, there's no kind of living there.
But I had no idea.
You didn't.
What did I know?
Where did you grow up?
I grew up in Maryland.
Oh, and you were like a kid from the suburbs, and you said, "Oh."
Yeah, and then my parents, and then they took me to the theater, and I had that moment that most men, most gay men have it immediately.
Right.
You rarely see it in a heterosexual where the light came on.
Did you actually get to write a play? Did you write?
I wrote 40 plays.
Did any of them get made? Were they produced?
I produced them all.
Yeah.
And some were done. Arena Stage did readings of my work, and
now that you're a famous comedian and you have success, has anyone gone back and looked at these plays and said, well, maybe there's something here, something we can mine, something we can put on Broadway?
You'll love this because it's a story about abuse.
Right.
So you're in this business. See, there's this level of what you go through in negotiations and stuff.
Right.
I'm in theater.
Right.
Now, I'm at a point where I'm doing really well as a comic. Now, the theaters get in touch, and they say to me, Louis, we'd really like you to sing. And I know all these pricks.
Yeah.
We'd really want you to send your plays back to us.
Right.
So I send the plays back to them, and then they turn them down again. And I didn't.
They invited you to be rejected.
They invited me. I said, it's like...
So you made the right move becoming a stand-up comic. And you did the right thing, because if you had hung on and you had stayed with that dream, you wouldn't even be able to buy a house.
If I had stayed with that dream, it would have been like personally raping myself. It would have been.
How old were you when you finally decided to make the switch to stand-up comedy?
40.
You were 40?
Really?
Yeah.
So you mean up until the age of 40?
I was in a dream world.
You're kidding. Maybe that's why I never...
that's what's going to happen to Grillo.
You're right in a way, because... I hadn't heard of you as a young man. You would think your talent would have come out and you would have been it's really weird. Are you bitter at all? Is it like a Rodney Dangerfield type story in the sense that, Rodney didn't start his stand-up career until he was in his 40s?
No, I'm not, because I really kind of liked what I was doing. It's that thing of you really like what you're doing.
You're not bitter.
You don't give a shit.
But did you have to have other jobs?
No.
You were making a living?
I was so fucking broke, it was scary. So I would like, but
Would women go out with you and stuff, or were they just like, this guy's a
Oh,
pariah?
no, of course they do. But, you're the playwright.
I
so,
see.
it's like...
They would marry you.
It works for, it's good for like 3 days.
Right. You
And
can get
then
them
the
in Broadway.
romance really goes.
What was the most successful play you had? Did anything actually make it to Broadway?
No, but something was actually... This is what actually ended up driving me out in part. I had a play that was optioned for Broadway, 7 years, meaning they give you $2,500 for the rights of this thing that you put your blood in, and then every year somebody else would turn it down. Carol Burnett turned it down. Mary Tyler Moore turned it down. It went to everybody.
Wow.
And then I finally...
Were your parents very disappointed in you? Like, wow, we had high hopes for you, and here you are. You're this failed playwright. Were you just were you the black sheep of the family?
No, my parents are nuts. They were actually very supportive of it in a perverted way. I think and my brother had been successful, and was doing.
Was it embarrassing though when you would go home to like a family reunion of Thanksgiving and your brother's the success?
Oh no, because I could borrow money from him.
Yeah,
so he was supporting my habit.
Wow, everybody was an enabler of this horrible career.
But my mother was always like, my mother in part was, it was if you're not gonna be a doctor. At least marry a doctor,
right?
And then when I didn't marry a doctor, she kept saying, "Go into the healthcare industry." This is 20 years ago. There's like $1 billion coming down the pike,
right?
No, so she ended up. She would kind of on a perverted level. She was upset what I was doing, but if other people around her friends and stuff would make a comment about what I was doing, she's going, "They don't know shit. They don't know what you're doing."
So
they don't understand the work that you do.
So at 40 years old, when you make the switch to stand-up, you're like starting out like sort of behind the 8 ball, because most guys have been doing it when they were young.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden you show up at 40, and now you're going to start being a stand-up, and you got to come up with material, and you don't have...
But I had been doing it on the side.
Oh, you had?
Just for fun, but like as a hobby.
Do you like...
Which is even more psychotic.
Do you like doing stand-up comedy? Every comic I have in here, they're always trying to get off the road. They hate the road. They hate being a comic. They want a TV show. They want this. They want that. They hate it.
I love it.
You love it?
Yeah.
Do you think you love it because you started it really late in life, in the sense that you went...
And it's successful?
And what helped was was breaking through that thing where I go from clubs into theaters.
Right.
It's tough not to like something when you show up and 2,500 people are there to see you.
Right.
And you're working these fucking stages that your plays should have been on.
Right.
So there's a certain amount of joy.
But how many dates a year will you be out on the road working?
About 150.
150 days out of the year. So you're never home.
I'm home it's not so bad. I'm home 3 or 4 days and gone 3 days.
Where do you live, in L.A. or New York?
No, who the fuck can live there? I just can't. I'm not good there.
But aren't there more opportunities if you're in L.A.? And
I don't give a shit.
You don't care?
No.
What kind of opportunities?
I don't know.
The opportunity to play Dickie the Fart on the Smelly series.
I don't know.
I mean, there's certain things I would like to do out there, but everybody who works with me, managers, agents, lawyers, they're all there.
Did you make your move into theaters and things because of your association with like the Jon Stewarts and that whole thing?
It was Comedy Central. I'd done 5 or 6 specials for Comedy Central. Nobody had done that amount of stuff. And,
right.
And then I did, I was doing on John's show, and I did a ton of Conan's. And then we toured. Mitch Hedberg,
right.
David Tell and I did a theater tour, and afterwards they said to me, these guys said, "You want to tour theaters?" I went, "Yeah."
Yeah, sure.
And then as soon as that started, I leased a tour bus. So you do that, and that helps.
When you say a tour bus, in other words, you don't have to go to a hotel. You sleep on the bus. You do the whole thing.
No, we go to the hotel, but you basically, I'd fly in. I'll fly in somewhere, and the bus will be there, and then we'll drive and do 4 cities.
Right, and the bus is comfortable, so you kind of have, you got some video games on there. You got some things to do.
Well, I got everything. I got
a bed,
DirecTV. I got the Sirius. I got the Wi-Fi. I got a desk I write at.
It's your own bus.
Yeah, well, I don't own it, but yeah, it's basically mine.
And you're there alone. In other words, if you want to take a dump on the bus, What do you?
Oh, I get to.
You do?
Yes.
You make a duty on there?
Yeah.
And
that's the whole concept.
Right.
You get to take your.
Who cleans that out? Actually, that's what I want to know.
There's somebody somewhere.
You don't even know.
I don't even want to think about it. But
so
it's different though. A comedian, you're pretty much alone in this big bus.
No, I've got a tour manager and a merch person.
Yeah.
And
Look at you.
A merch
and a
person.
guy who does